I did not get that joke. Hi, welcome back to the Quarantine Theater Company. Tonight we're doing one of the funniest movies that has been made in recent years, Thor Ragnarok. It's amazing, it's fun, it's adventurous. So let's introduce our cast this evening. The real hero of this reading, as always, is our scene description, which is George. Give it up for George. As Thor himself, the mysterious Curtis, who you can't see, he's going to have a big reveal. It's going to be fabulous. As Hela, we've got Molly. Yay! As Loki, if you couldn't guess, that is Hunter here.
You may now kneel.
Yeah, sure. As the Hulk himself, Bruce Banner, we've got Kevin. The Game Master and Volstagg, we've got Chelsea. As Korg, everyone's favorite alien, we've got Logan. And Heimdall is going to be Jared. Yay! As Odin, we've got Travis, who's gonna fuck it up, even though he swore an oath that he wasn't going to. We also have, oh crap, what did I just do? Oh my God, I did a thing and I don't know what it was. As Sturge, the delightful Jeremy. He's gonna have to be kind of mean here. So we'll see if we can you pull it off? Can you be mean?
Okay.
It was so non-committal, I love it. And as Doctor Strange, we have the psychic, apparently, Jennifer. I don't know, maybe she's just pointing to her forehead. I don't know. Anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna shut the hell up. Oh yeah, I'll be Valkyrie, Scrapper 42. Whatever. We don't need to introduce myself. All right, without further ado, George, take us away.
All right, Thor Ragnarok, written by Eric Pearson and Craig Kyle and Christopher L. Yost. We see the Marvel logo smoldering, beginning to turn orange in the heat as we tilt up to see fire, nothing but fire. Interior, tight space, indeterminate time, dark and cramped. The soft red light of fire seeps through iron slats. Inside this cage is a man, bound by chains. It's Thor. His beard is long and his clothes are worn, that rough, grizzled look of a man who spent years on the road. He awakens with a jolt, looks around.
I know what you're thinking. Oh no, Thor's in a cage. How did this happen? Well, sometimes you have to get captured. You just to get a straight answer out of somebody. It's a long story, but basically, I'm a bit of a hero. See, I spent some time on Earth, fought some robots, saved the planet a couple of times, then I went searching through the cosmos for some magic. Colorful Infinity Stone things, didn't find any. That's when I came across the path of death and destruction, which led me all the way here, into this cage, where I met you.
Reveal that he's talking to a weird alien skeleton in chains.
How much longer do you think we'll be here?
Noise, sounds of Metal Gear's turning. Suddenly the bottom drops out. Thor plummets until shlink, chains cinch and abruptly halt his descent. Thor dangles 6 feet off the ground. Pull back to reveal we are in Surtur's lair, continuous. A cavernous space. The walls, floors, and ceilings are molten rock, which has creepy glimmers of fire within it. Stationed in the center is a volcanic rock throne, and sitting in that throne is a charred demonic skeleton.
Thor, son of Odin.
Thor's chain turns to reveal Surtur on his throne, 18 feet tall, flesh made of fire, and demonic spiked horns on his skull.
Surtur, son of a bitch! You're still alive. I thought my father killed you like 500,000 years ago.
I cannot die. Not until I fulfill my destiny, I lay waste to your home.
You know, it's funny. You should mention that because I've been having these terrible dreams of late. Asgard up in flames, falling to ruins, and you, Surtur, at the center of all of them.
Then you have seen a Ragnarok, the fall of Asgard, the great prophecy.
Hang on.
Reveal that Thor's chain is turning very slowly.
I'll be back around shortly. I really feel like we were connecting there. Okay.
After a beat, Thor rotates around to face Surtur.
Okay, so Ragnarok. Tell me about that. Walk me through it.
My time has come. When my crown is reunited with the eternal flame, I shall be restored to my full might. I will tower over the mountains and bury my sword deep in Asgard's.
Oh, hang on. Give me a second.
Once again, Thor is turning very slowly.
I swear I'm not even moving. It's just doing this on its own. I'm really sorry. Okay, let me get this straight. We'll put your crown into the eternal flame, and then you'll suddenly grow as big as a house.
A mountain!
The eternal flame that Odin keeps locked away on Asgard.
Surtur grins, evil.
Odin is not on Asgard, and your absence has left the throne defenseless.
That elicits a concerned look from Thor.
Okay, so where is it? This crown.
This is my crown, the source of my power.
Surtur points at the V-shaped horns on his head.
Oh, that's a crown. I thought it was a big eyebrow.
It's a crown.
It sounds like all I have to do is to stop Ragnarok is to rip that thing off your head.
Surtur stands up and approaches Thor, dragging his sword.
But Ragnarok has already begun. You cannot stop it. I am Asgard's doom, and so are you. All will suffer. All will burn.
Surtur steps forward and grabs the chain above Thor's feet, holding it so he and Thor are face to face.
That's intense. To be honest, seeing you grow really big and set fire to a planet would be quite the spectacle. But it looks like I'm going to have to go with option is where I bust out these chains, knock that tiara off your head, and stash it away in Asgard's vault.
You cannot stop Ragnarok. Why fight it?
Behind his back, Thor opens his hand, sending out the SOS.
Because that's what heroes do.
Nothing happens. Thor appears annoyed at himself.
Wait, sorry, I didn't time that right. And now.
Boom! Thor's hammer crashes through the wall. Thor breaks free from his chains, grabs his hammer, spins, and flies a distance away. He flings it back at Surtur, smashing the giant in the face. The hammer returns.
You have made a grave mistake, Odin's son.
The walls come alive. A seemingly infinite swarm of fire demons rally to Surtur's aid.
I make grave mistakes all the time. Everything seems to work out.
In the shadows, a massive fire dragon roars. The fire demons surge forward. Thor backs up, hammering away. He then leaps back, springboards off the wall, and lands hard, slamming Mew Mew down. The resulting shockwave knocks back the legion of fire demons. The fire dragon strains against a chain leash. Thor is now facing off with Surtur. Surtur thrusts his hands at Thor, generating a humongous projectile wall of fire. Thor spins his hammer so fast that it creates a kind of shield. The god of thunder and the fire giant engage in ferocious hand-to-hand combat, each landing power shots, sending sparks of both fire and electricity into the air. Thor slips behind Surtur and takes out his knees. Thor then launches high into the air and summons a huge lightning bolt. Descending hard, he uses all of his power to lop Surtur's head off of his body. Surtur's body deflates and collapses into a heap of charred bones. Thor straps the crown skull to his back. He turns to find the army of fire demons regrouping as reinforcements flood in, filling the space to capacity. Recognizing the threat, Thor thrusts his hammer above his head.
Heimdall, I know it's been a while, but if he's a fast exit.
Nothing. Thor just stands there as the fire demons advance.
Heimdall.
Interior of the observatory, same. Heimdall is nowhere to be found. Instead, we meet Scourge. He's bald, strong, mean-looking, a little eager to be liked. At the moment, Scourge is entertaining two Asgardian women.
Heimdall was an idiot. This job should have made him rich. Now, the job ain't easy, but it does have its benefits. The Bifrost gives me access to everything the Nine Realms have to offer. I mean, it's all mine for the taking. Behold, my stuff.
Scourge has drawn their attention to a pile of weapons and treasures he has stashed off to the side. He hefts up two M16 assault rifles, trying to play it cool.
I'm particularly fond of these. I pulled them out of a place on Midgard called Texas. I even named them Des and Troy. You see, when you put them together, they destroy.
Interior, Searcher's lair continuous. Having expected to have been bifrosted out of there, Thor is overrun by the giant wave of fire demons. The fire dragon breaks free of its chain. Realizing he's in trouble, Thor takes off, rocketing up to exterior Muspelheim continuous. Thor crashes out of the ground and lands on a craggy surface. Disoriented and singed from the fire demon onslaught, Thor's cloak is on fire, and he frantically pats out the flames. He picks up his hammer, holds it up once more. Nothing.
I'm done. Come on.
The ground shakes like an earthquake. Thor backs up as the ground begins to give way all around him. And then the fearsome fire dragon bursts out of the ground. The dragon opens its tremendous jaws for an ear-splitting roar. But Thor stuffs his hammer into its mouth and lets go. Thud. The hammer drops, pinning the beast down by its bottom jaw. It thrashes and growls, trying to break free.
Hey, I'm running short of it.
Thor notices that all around him the ground is crumbling, like a field of sinkholes, giving way to more snarling fire demons.
Options.
Thor calls for his hammer and takes off. The dragon screeches. Interior of the observatory, same. Scourge continues showing off for the ladies.
Oh no!
Behind Scourge, the Bifrost starts moving. One of the women notices the Bifrost glowing.
Scourge, is that important?
Scourge turns and notices the Bifrost activity.
You girls are in for a treat.
Angle on Heimdall's sword, which has been sloppily cast aside in another pile of stuff. Scourge hastily runs and grabs it. Exterior Muspelheim continuous. Thor is flying at top speed, but that dragon is right on his heels. The fire demons launch flaming projectiles from below. Thor looks back, genuinely nervous. The dragon is opening its jaws to swallow Thor whole, when suddenly, Bifrost opens. The portal surrounds Thor and engulfs the dragon's head. In an instant, they're gone. Main title. Interior of the observatory, moments later. Scourge has plunged Heimdall's sword into Bifrost. Boom! Thor explodes out of the portal along with the severed head of the dragon. Splat! Blood and guts rain down on Scourge and the two women, drenching them with purple gore. The dragon's head slides slowly across the floor, coming to rest right in front of the women, who are frozen in shock. The women shriek and rush out of the observatory. Thor, meanwhile, is clean and staggering back to his feet. He looks up to Scourge, who is wiping dragon guts off of himself.
Girls, well, look who decided to pop in. Thanks for scaring away my company and drenching my workplace in brains.
Who are you?
Don't you remember? I'm Scourge. We fought together on Vanheim.
Right. What's Heimdall?
Oh, that traitor? No one knows. He's a fugitive of the throne.
Traitor?
Yeah, you see, Odin charged Heimdall with negligence of duty, but he disappeared before, the trial. Hard to catch a guy who can see everything in the universe.
Thor starts to say something, but then gives up. Instead, he starts towards the exit, but Scourge stands in his way.
Sure.
Hold on. I'm supposed to announce your arrival.
Thor spins up his hammer and takes off in a blur. Scourge starts the long run down the Rainbow Bridge. Exterior theater entrance, day. Thor arrives with Searcher's skull. There's a small crowd making its way through a threshold, over which stands a monumental statue of Loki, arms outstretched in the savior pose. Confused, Thor turns to a theater patron.
What the hell is that?
Exterior Asgard, Royal Terrace, patio, moments later. Loki falls into frame, gasping for breath. Although it's not Loki. This is actor Loki, and we're watching a stage play. In the background, a single musician plays the haunting score from Thor the Dark World on a pan flute. Suddenly, actor Thor leans into shot, holding actor Loki.
Oh, brother, this is it. I take my leave.
You fool! You didn't listen!
I'm sorry.
Lady Sif, get help!
Sif awkwardly runs off. The Warriors 3 watch sadly. A small choir joins in as the music builds to a crescendo.
Somebody help!
In the middle of the audience, we reveal Odin, sitting upon a chaise lounge, sipping wine and thoroughly enjoying the show. Unseen, Thor arrives behind the audience and watches.
Sorry for all I've done.
Hold on.
I'm sorry I tried to rule Earth.
Lucky to have you.
I'm sorry about that thing with the Tesseract. I just couldn't help myself.
I know.
I'm a trickster.
So mischievous.
Sorry about that time I turned you into a frog.
It was a wonderful joke.
It was indeed hilarious.
You were the savior of Asgard.
Tell my story.
I will
Build a statue for me
build a big statue for you.
with my helmet on, with the big bendy horns.
Tell Father of what you did here today.
Odin mouths actor Loki's final line along with him.
Didn't do it for him.
Actor Loki then dies.
No!
The brothers freeze in a tableau as actor Odin steps forward.
And so Loki died of his wounds, giving his life for ours. He fought back those disgusting dark elves. He brought peace to the realm.
He takes a 4-year-old boy painted blue into his arms.
Loki, my boy, 'twas many moons ago I found you on that frost-bitten battlefield.
Thor watches, incredulous. He then notices that a woman next to him is openly sobbing at the play.
On that day, I did not yet see in you as God's savior. No, you were merely a little blue baby icicle that melted this old fool's heart.
The crowd erupts in rapturous applause. The players bow. Odin stands up, leading the crowd in this standing ovation.
Bravo, bravo, well done, bravo.
Father?
Odin sees Thor taking a knee, curses under his breath.
Oh, shit. My son, Thor has returned. Greetings, my boy.
Odin goes through a weird internal transformation. His fluidity is replaced by a rigid and regal posture. He pats away his maiden and turns to Thor, who stands up.
It's an interesting play. What's it called?
The tragedy of Loki of Asgard. The people wanted to commemorate him.
Indeed they should. I like that statue. A lot better looking than he was when he was alive, though. A little less weaselly, less greasy, maybe.
Odin sours, masking his agitation. Thor holds up the skull.
You know what this is?
Skull of Surtur. That's a formidable weapon.
Thor approaches an e-guard and hands it over.
Do me a favor. Lock this in a vault so it doesn't turn into a giant monster and destroy the whole planet.
So it's back to Midgard for you, is it?
Thor starts yo-yoing his hammer and turns back to Odin.
Nope. I've been having this recurring dream lately. Every night I see Asgard fall into ruins.
That's just a silly dream. Signs of an overactive imagination.
Possibly. I decided to go out there and investigate. What do I find? But the 9 realms completely in chaos. Enemies of Asgard assembling, plotting our demise, all while you, in the particular of those 9 realms, are sitting here in your bathrobe eating grapes.
Well, it's the best to respect our neighbor's freedom.
Of course, freedom to be massacred.
Yes, besides, I have been rather busy myself.
Watching data.
Board meetings and security council meetings. And
You're really going to make me do it.
do what?
Thor spins his hammer and then hurls it off into the distance, grabs Odin by the back of the neck. Odin's royal attendants gasp in shock. The Einerjar bodyguards rush Thor, but he kicks them away.
You know, nothing will stop me in there as it returns to my hand.
His hammer stops midair and starts rocketing back.
Not even your face.
You've gone quite mad. You'll be executed for this.
His hammer approaches at a terrifying speed as Odin struggles.
And I'll see you on the other side, brother.
The jig is up. A shimmering illusion dissipates, revealing...
All right, I yield.
Thor drops Loki to the ground and catches his hammer. Loki looks to Thor, hands up defensively. Scourge arrives on the scene, a little late to warn Loki.
Behold, Thor, Odin's son.
Had one job. Just the one.
Where's Odin?
You just couldn't stay away, could you? Everything was fine without you. Asgard was prospering. You've ruined everything. Ask them.
Those who aren't freaked out are becoming gradually angrier. Thor advances on Loki, who backs up onto the chase lounge.
Where's father? Did you kill him?
You had what you wanted. You had the independence you asked for.
Thor presses his hammer onto Loki's chest.
All right. I know exactly where he is.
Exterior Shady Acres Nursing Home, Manhattan, day. A nursing home sign on a brick wall. Suddenly the wall crumbles out of shot, revealing a demolition site. Reveal Thor and Loki wearing street clothes. Thor carries an umbrella. Loki is dressed in a weird avant-garde suit.
I swear I left him right here.
Right here on the sidewalk or right there where the building that's being demolished? Great planning.
How was I supposed to know? Can't see into the future. I'm not a witch.
Then what are you dressed like?
Hey,
I can't believe you're lying. I saw you die. I mourned you. I cried for you.
I'm honored.
Yeah.
Hi, would you mind taking a picture with us?
Sure. Stop figuring out where he is.
Oh my god.
Sorry to hear that Jane dumped you.
She didn't dump me, I dumped her. It was a mutual dump.
Sure.
Thor notices something going on around Loki.
What's this? What are you doing?
Loki looks down to see that the sidewalk has started to glow beneath him, a circle of ancient symbols.
This isn't me.
Woof. Loki dropped out of sight, vanishing through solid concrete. Thor sees a card on the sidewalk where Loki was. Thor pokes the business card.
Loki?
He picks up the card. It reads 177A Bleecker Street. Thor picks up the card and whoosh. Exterior Sanctum Sanctorum Day. Thor approaches 177A Bleecker Street. He knocks once, twice, and then whoosh. Interior Sanctum Sanctorum upstairs parlor continuous. Thor is suddenly inside Doctor Strange's lair.
Thor Odinson.
From a dark corner, we glimpse a shape, Doctor Strange. Levitating, he drifts towards Thor.
God of Thunder.
Thor holds up the ratty umbrella, ready to defend himself.
You can put down the umbrella.
Thor gives Strange a sideways look, but then sets his umbrella down. When he looks back up, the environment is furnished.
So, Earth has wizards.
The preferred term is Master of the Mystic Arts.
All right, wizard. Who are you? Why should I care?
My name is Dr. Stephen Strange, and I have some questions for you. Take a seat.
Thor and Strange are now sitting in high-backed chairs.
Tea?
Thor now has a cup of tea in his hand.
I don't drink tea.
What do you drink?
Not tea.
Thor now has a stein of beer in his hand. He drinks it throughout the scene, but it always stays full.
Awesome. I'm awesome. So I keep a watch list of individuals and beings from other realms that may be a threat to this world. Your adopted brother Loki is one of those beings.
He's a worthy inclusion.
Then why bring him here?
We're looking for my father.
So if you were to tell you where Odin was, Dr. Strange, you weird sentence. All parties concerned would promptly return to Asgard?
Promptly.
Great, then I'll help you.
If you know where he was, why didn't you call me?
I have to tell you, he was adamant that he not be disturbed. Your father said he had chosen to remain in exile. And you don't have a phone.
But no, I don't have a phone, but you could have sent an electronic letter. It's called an email.
Yeah, do you have a computer?
No, what for? Anyway, my father's no longer in exile, so if you could tell me where he is, I could take him home.
Gladly. He's in Norway.
Strange stands up, and suddenly they are standing by a bookcase. Strange takes down an ancient book, flips through it.
I'm just seeing whether this incantation requires any Asgardian modifications.
Thor reaches out to the bookcase to steady himself.
Nope.
Suddenly, they are both across the room at Strange's workstation. Because Thor was touching the bookcase, he has magically brought it across the room as well.
Oh, we don't need that.
Suddenly, Thor is back across the room. Books fall off the shelf and Thor's beer spills. He is queasy and unsteady from the teleporting.
Will you stop doing that?
I just need one strand of your hair.
Let me explain something. My hair is not to be meddled.
Strange is behind Thor. He plucks a strand of hair. Strange extends the hair, infuses it with magic, does a few gestures that create a bright light, and suddenly, interior sanctum sanctorum, front staircase continuous. Bottom of the stairs. Strange is standing. Thor is rolling down the stairs. A magical portal leading into a peaceful meadow has opened beside Strange.
We could have just walked.
He's waiting for you.
All right.
Don't forget your umbrella.
Yes.
Thor extends his arm and holds out his hand. Crashing noises are heard. Lots of crashing noises.
Sorry.
Finally, the umbrella flies into his hand.
I suppose I'll need my brother back.
Yeah, right.
Suddenly, we hear screaming. From above, Loki drops out of a portal. He lands hard on the floor and staggers to his feet, on edge. Confused.
I have been falling for 30 minutes!
You can handle him from here.
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much for your help.
Good luck.
Handle me. Who are you?
Okay.
Loki draws a dagger, ready to attack Strange.
Some kind of sorcerer. Don't think for 1 minute you're second rate.
Bye-bye.
Strange gestures with both hands and whoosh, pulls the magic portal over them. Just like that, Thor and Loki are gone. Exterior cliffs day. Beautiful, undisturbed nature. We hear the ocean nearby. Loki lands on the ground, portal closes behind them.
Father?
A lone figure stands at the other side of the meadow at the cliff's edge, waves crashing below. It's Odin. He's dressed plainly in humble human clothes. The boys approach him quickly.
Look at this place. It's beautiful.
Father, it's us.
My sons. I've been waiting for you.
Loki is surprised to hear Odin call him his son.
I know. We've come to take you home.
Home, yes. Your mother, she calls me. Do you hear it?
Thor fires a look at Loki, who holds up his hands in defense.
Loki, lift your magic.
Odin turns to Loki, who stiffens, but Odin smiles.
Took me quite a while to break free from your spell. Frigga would have been proud.
Loki is moved by this gesture. He looks over to see Thor staring at him, anger building. Odin puts a hand on Thor's shoulder, calming him.
Come and sit with me. I don't have much time.
Odin sits, out of breath, weak. His sons sit beside him.
I know that we failed you, but we can make this right.
I failed you. It is upon us, Ragnarok.
No, I've stopped Ragnarok. I put an end to Surtur.
No, it has already begun. She's coming. My life was all that held her back, but my time has come. I cannot keep her away any longer.
Father, what are you talking about?
The goddess of death, Hela, my firstborn, your sister.
That hits Thor hard. Loki can't believe what he's hearing.
What?
Her violent appetites grew beyond my control. I couldn't stop her, so I imprisoned her, locked her away. She draws her strength from Asgard, and once she gets there, her powers will be limitless.
Whatever she is, we can stop her. We can face her together.
No, we won't. I'm on a different path now. This you must face alone.
Odin looks into Thor's eyes, struggling to breathe.
I love you, my sons.
For the briefest of instances, father and sons share a quiet moment together. Tears well in Thor's eyes.
Look at that.
Ethereal sun rays stream down upon the ocean.
Remember this place? Home.
A warm glow washes over Thor's face, and he turns to see that Odin is dissipating into stardust. The Allfather has died. A moment as the brothers separately mourn for Odin. The sky above darkens and the wind picks up. Thor stands and turns towards Loki, his eyes burning with rage. Loki takes a step back.
Brother,
Thor faces Loki. Electricity crackles at Thor's hands.
This is your doing.
Crack. Behind them, a black portal splits open. Thor slams down his umbrella, transforming into his Asgardian armor with his hammer. Loki changes into his armor as well. A piercing scream cuts the air as a figure is hurtled out of the portal, crashing out of this dimensional rift. It's Hela. Hela takes a second to consider her surroundings, then...
He's gone then. It's a shame. Would have liked to have seen that.
A tense moment as they stare each other down.
He must be Hela. I'm Thor, son of Odin.
Really? You don't look like him.
perhaps we can reach an arrangement.
You sound like him.
Loki shifts nervously. Thor's grip tightens on his hammer.
Kneel.
Beg your pardon.
Hela manifests the pitch-black blade.
Kneel before your queen.
I don't think so.
Thor winds up and hurls his hammer at Hela. Thud, the mighty hammer comes to a cold stop against Hela's hand. Thor is shocked. He stretches out his hands, trying to call his hammer back to him. The hammer trembles in Hela's hand like a mini game of tug-of-war, but ultimately Hela keeps possession.
This is not possible.
Darling, you have no idea what's possible.
Hela shatters Thor's hammer. The blast of the hammer's destruction sends a wave of energy through Thor and Loki, who brace themselves against the impact. Thor is stupefied, in shock. He looks up to see Hela is running her hands back over her head to create the terrifying battle headdress. Loki's reaction is more panic. He stands and calls up.
Bring us back!
No!
Hela charges Thor and Loki as whoosh, the Bifrost envelops all of them. Interior Bifrost continuous. Thor and Loki zoom upwards, held inside the celestial beam, warping them towards Asgard. Loki and Thor look down to see Hela is in the Bifrost behind them and catching up. Loki turns and throws two daggers at her. They find their mark, stalling her for a second, but she plows right through Loki, knocking him out of the Bifrost, gone in an instant.
Loki!
Hela projects a jet black grappling hook and grabs hold of Thor, drawing him to her, preparing to finish him off. Thor pulls up his legs and kicks Hela with both feet. This effectively dislodges him from her grasp, but also knocks Thor out of the Bifrost. Now both he and Loki are gone. If they aren't dead, then God knows where they went. Interior the observatory continuous. Volstagg has a grip on Heimdall's sword, manning Bifrost's controls. Behind him, Fandral is overseeing Scourge, who is mopping up the dragon guts. Boom! Hela emerges with thunderous impact. Fandral and Volstagg draw their weapons, preparing to engage.
Who are you? What have you done with Thor?
Hela fires two black daggers, each one dropping its target to the ground. Hela then walks forward and
I'm Hela.
brutally kills Fandral and Volstagg. Hela sees Scourge, approaches calmly, a vision of death. With Hela only a few feet from him, Scourge cowers. Pause.
I'm a janitor.
Scourge ever so slightly peers up at her.
You look like a smart boy with good survival instincts. How would you like a job?
Hela looks out upon Asgard as Scourge rises behind her. Exterior Asgard, the mountains, same. A mysterious hooded figure watches Hela's arrival at the observatory and begins a steady descent towards the city. Exterior Sakaar, the wasteland shore, day. Super wide, a sky full of wormholes. Thor, only a speck at this distance, shoots out of one of those wormholes. He hits the surface, causing a cloud of dust. find Thor on his back, surrounded by strange, colorful space wreckage. Looking up, Thor sees a large metal object falling from a different wormhole. He rolls out of the way. Thud. Thor runs up a dune to get away from the shower of debris. Thor reaches the top of the dune and finds himself looking down on a beach in a strange wasteland. Camera scans a filthy dune littered with space junk. Out across the ocean, he notices a nightmare wormhole, a giant open cylinder of whirling smoke and lightning storms. A loud noise draws Thor's attention to a huge rectangular scrapper ship hauling a crashed space vessel out of the water. Beneath the ship are various scrappers, masked humanoids. The ship is blasting weird alien music. A scrapper notices Thor, then signals to his crew.
Are you a fighter or are you food?
I'm just passing through.
It is food. On your knees.
Thor reaches out to summon his hammer, a reflex, nothing. The lead scrapper levels a magnum rifle at Thor and whack. A solid metal projectile knocks Thor flat on his back. More scrappers attack, throwing nets and firing more projectiles. Thor tries to swat them away, but they keep coming. The rest of the scrappers move in with iron bats and clubs. Whoosh! A second ship arrives, landing nearby. It's cool, sleek, and dangerous, deserving of its name, War Song. It is also blasting different weird alien music. The front of War Song flips open, and a gangplank extends down to the ground. The scrappers stop and stare as we track into a hero reveal of scrapper number 142, S-142 for short, a beautiful and ruthless ass kicker. S-142 lifts a half-empty bottle to her lips and chugs it. She finishes the bottle and smashes it on the side of her ship.
He's mine.
She walks down the gangplank before veering off course and falling straight off into a pile of trash. She's plastered. The scrappers shrug and start hauling Thor away.
Wait!
S-142 staggers to her feet, takes a deep breath. She holds onto a piece of junk as support, some dead beast. Thor continues to struggle with his captors, tangled in nets.
Wait! He's mine. So if you want him, you go through me.
The scrappers start brandishing their weapons.
You're muted.
But we've already got him.
S-142 clings her metal gauntlets together, which activate.
All right. Then I guess I go through you.
More food.
She holds out her fists as if she's operating machinery. Warsong whirs to life. S-142 clenches her fists, and we hear a horrible screeching noise as Warsong opens fire. Sweeps her arms out in an arc, the spray of gunfire lasting 3 seconds. She bangs her fists again, sending the ship into idle mode. The scrappers are now little more than tiny pieces of litter covering the beach. Thor is fixated on this beautiful murderer approaching. One final huge scrapper comes at her with a bat. S-142 casually grabs this scrapper and hurls him up into the air behind her.
Thank you.
From her belt, S-142 flicks a small glowing disc, which lodges into Thor's neck. Far in the background, the scrapper she threw finally hits the ground with a loud thud. She holds up a fob device and presses the button. The disc blinks, and Thor is filled with the pain of 1,000 screaming squirrels. He hits the ground stunned. S-142 drags Thor towards her ship. Interior Warsong ship day. Thor's face smushed up against glass. His eyes are open. Thor's POV, the capital, an eclectic city composed of salvaged items from all over the universe. Thor is lying in a sort of small glass holding cell beneath Warsong's cockpit. He looks up to see S-142 piloting the ship. Thor's eyes lock in on her belt, specifically the fob device she used to activate the obedience disc / debilitate him.
This is Scrapper 142. I need clearance in the audience with the boss. I've got something special.
Hey, where are you taking me?
S-142 ignores him, takes a swig from the bottle, and then nonchalantly unclips the fob from her belt.
Anthony, hey, I am Thor, son of Odin. I need to get back to Asgard.
Many apologies, Your Majesty.
S-142 zaps him and guides her ship towards a colossal tower. Exterior, outskirts of Asgard, day. Close on Hela, headdress retracted, hair down, her beautiful face fully visible. We do not see who she is talking to.
It's come to my attention. You have no idea who I am.
Reveal the armies of Asgard facing down Hela. Standing in front is Hogun, sword and shield out.
I am Hela, Odin's firstborn, commander of the legions of Asgard, the rightful heir to the throne, and the goddess of death. My father is dead, as are the princes. You're welcome. You were once at the seat of absolute power in the cosmos. Our supremacy was unchallenged, yet Odin stopped at 9 realms. Our destiny is to rule over all others, and I am here to restore that power. Kneel before me and rise into the ranks of my great conquest.
The Egards get into attack formation.
Dominant hand. Also, my COVID arm hurts. Anyway, whoever you are, whatever you've done, surrender now, or we will show you no mercy.
I'm sorry, my page skipped. Hang on a second.
It's all good. I'm also crying at George's joke.
There we go.
No mercy, bitch.
Whoever I am, did you listen to a word I said?
This is your last warning.
I thought you'd be happy to see me.
Hela forms her headdress.
Fine.
The Asgardian archers loose dozens of arrows, but Hela advances confidently, destroys the ships, and soars into the Anujar. In a symphony of spectacular terror, Hela proceeds to decimate the entire regiment. A tornado of carnage, a legendary massacre. Exterior below the Rainbow Bridge, same. While Hela slaughters up above, we tilt up from a boat, moored at the base of the observatory, to see the mysterious figure from earlier is now scaling the rocks towards the top. Interior of the observatory, continuous. Now silhouetted in the entranceway, the figure scans the observatory. His gaze falls on Bifrost's controls, specifically Heimdall's sword. Exterior outskirts of Asgard, continuous. It's eerily quiet. Close on Hela scanning the battlefield. 100 plus slain Einerjar at her feet. Angle on Scourge as he steps forward. Awe, admiration, fear.
Oh, I've missed this. Still, it's a shame. Good soldiers dying for nothing, all because they couldn't see the future. Sad. Oh, look, still alive.
Reveal Hogun, severely injured but staggering to his feet, resilient.
Change of heart?
Hogun draws a dagger as a last-ditch attack.
Go back to whatever cave you crept out of, you evil demoness.
Hela impales Hogun on a spike. She turns to Scourge.
Let's go to my palace.
Scourge stares at Hogun before following Hela towards the palace. Interior dark tunnel, day. Thor, strapped to the chair, suddenly finds himself slowly moving forward. After a beat, the walls light up and a soothing voice speaks to him.
Fear not, for you are found. You are home, and there is no going back. No one leaves this place.
Thor struggles against his restraints.
But what is this place? The answer is Sakaar.
The tunnel walls show images of Sakaar's place in the cosmos.
Surrounded by cosmic gateways, Sakaar lives on the edge of the known and unknown.
Images of the wormholes that cover Sakaar's atmosphere.
It is the collection point for all lost and unloved things, like you. But here on Sakaar, you are significant. You are valuable. Here, you are loved.
What the hell?
And no one loves you more than the Grandmaster.
Images of the Grandmaster in silhouette arriving on Sakaar.
He is the original, the first lost, and the first found. The creator of Sakaar and the father of the contest of champions.
Images of the arena where aliens battle to the death.
Where once you were nothing, now you are something. You are the property of the Grandmaster. Congratulations. You will meet the Grandmaster in 5 seconds.
Images around the tunnel begin speeding up. Chaos, violence, and confusion mixed in with Grandmaster's face. Thor, already bewildered, looks on the verge of panic.
Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. You are now meeting the Grandmaster.
Thor screams. Interior Grandmaster's chamber is continuous. Suddenly, Thor is somewhere else, surrounded by weirdos and insanely dressed police palace guards. His scream dies down self-consciously. A musical beat plays in the background. The Grandmaster, a tall, mysterious man in golden robes. He's looking right at us. He doesn't know what to make of us. He's curious, thrilled, revolted, and titillated. Pulling back, we see Topaz, his trusty guard, at his side. 2 golden ladies loiter off to the side. Other strange guests can be seen in the background. Grandmaster just stares. S-142 stands beside Grandmaster. Finally.
He's wonderful. It is he.
Reveal S-142 standing beside Thor.
It's a he.
Yeah, I love it when you come to visit me, 142. You bring the best stuff. Well, whenever we get to talking Topaz about Scrapper 142, what do I always say? She is it starts with a B.
Trash.
What? No, not trash. Were you just waiting to call her that? It doesn't even start with a B.
Boozag.
What? I'm so sorry. No. Best. I was going to say best. I always say you're the best. She brought me my precious beloved champion, you know.
You say that every time she's here.
So what have you brought me today? Tell me.
A contender.
What?
I need to go closer. I want to take a closer look at this. Can you take us closer? Thank you.
Grandmaster advances on Thor, examining him closely and strangely. Then,
pay this lady.
Just wait a damn minute. I'm not for sale.
Using all his might, Thor breaks out of his shackles, but S-142 zaps him again, paralyzed by superheated veins.
Oh, man, he is a fighter.
I'd take 10 million.
Tell her she's dreaming.
For heaven's sake, transfer the units.
Topaz transfers S-142 the units. Without sympathy or ceremony, S-142 exits.
You'll pay for this.
No, I got paid for this.
Thor claws at the obedience disc, trying to rip it out. He gets some separation from his skin, but the disc is causing him even more pain. Thor eventually has to let go. Grandmaster holds up his own fob device and uses it like a wand to guide Thor's hover chair, which follows Grandmaster around as he speaks.
So here's what I want to know. Who are you?
I am the god of thunder!
Thor thrusts his arms into the air, but only a tiny bit of static electricity pops within his hands.
Wow. I didn't hear any thunder, but with your fingers, was that like sparkles?
Located your cousin.
Oh, good. Come on. I think you're gonna like this.
Grandmaster moves Thor's chair to another section, where cousin Carlo is waiting. He's strapped to a chair like Thor, and he's terrified.
Hey, there he is. Hey, cuz. We almost couldn't find you. You been hiding?
Cousin Carlo looks at Thor, cowering in fear.
I.
Carlo only weeps some more.
So,
Please, I'm sorry.
Carlo, I pardon you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're officially pardoned from life.
Grandmaster casually takes Topaz's Sakarian guard staff and jabs it into his cousin's midsection, causing all of his flesh to melt off his skeleton. Carlo shrieks in pain before his vocal cords melt. Thor looks on in shock.
Oh my god!
Liquid Carlo spreads towards Grandmaster.
I'm stepping in it. Oh, look out.
Oh, smell!
What does it smell like?
Burnt toast.
So what happened to my manners? I haven't properly introduced myself. Come on, follow me.
Grandmaster gives Topaz back her staff. Grandmaster and Thor arrive at a space where a group of musicians play strange instruments, the source of the music thus far. Grandmaster joins them, still speaking to Thor. Grandmaster begins playing a strange piano-like contraption, riffing a melody over the existing music.
My name is Grandmaster. I preside over a little harlequinade called the Contest of Champions, as it were. People come from far and wide to unwillingly participate in it. And you, my friend, just might be part of the new cast. What do you say to that?
We're all friends, and I don't give a shit about your games. I'm going back to Asgard.
Asgard?
Grandmaster really gets into his playing. Grandmaster's guards and VIP guests start moving to the music. Thor takes a moment to look around at this bizarre spectacle unfolding around him. In doing so, he zeroes in on one particular group of VIPs, specifically Loki. He's lounging and dressed in Sicarian garb.
There was a wormhole in space and time beneath me. At that moment, I let go.
Loki? Loki! Over here!
Loki notices Thor, blanches a little, sidles closer so as to speak to Thor without looking like he's speaking to Thor.
Excuse me, 1 second.
Loki!
Loki hustles over to Thor, shushing him.
What? You're alive?
Yes, of course, my life.
What are you doing here?
What do you mean what I'm doing? I'm stuck in this stupid chair. Where's your chair?
I didn't get a chair.
Get out of this one.
I can't.
What?
I've made friends with this man. He's called the Grandmaster.
Oh, it's crazy.
I've gained his favor. The Bifrost brought me out here weeks ago.
Weeks ago? I just got here.
Suddenly, Grandmaster is right next to them.
What are you whispering about?
Both Thor and Loki react, startled.
Time works real differently around these parts. On any other world, I'd be like millions of years old, but here on Cigar.
Grandmaster beholds himself, then turns to Loki, a truly uncomfortable silence.
In any case, you know this Lord of Thunder?
God of Thunder. Tell him.
Met this man in my life.
He's my brother.
Adopted.
Is he any kind of fighter?
Loki shrugs, gives the universal gesture for so-so.
You take this thing out of my neck, and I'll show you.
Listen to that. He's threatening me. He's threatening me. Hey, Sparkles, here's the deal. You want to get back to Ass Place, Asgard?
Asgard.
Well, wherever. Any contender who defeats my champion, their freedom they shall win.
Then fine. Then point me in the direction of whoever's ass I have to kick.
That's what I call a contender. Direction would be this way, Lord.
Loki.
Guards arrive. They haul Thor up and escort him out. Interior of the arena, gladiator cells, night. Thor is shoved into a spacious cell where other alien prisoners are lurking in the back. The thick cell door slams shut behind Thor. Thor gets up and immediately begins throwing his shoulder into the door. Thor doesn't budge, not even a little. Behind him, Korg, a hulking, Cronin rock alien, speaks up.
Hey, take it easy, man. Over here. Big pile of rocks waving at you. Yeah, I'm actually a thing. I'm a being. Let me introduce myself. My name's Korg. Kind of like the leader around here. I'm made of rocks, as you can see, but don't let that intimidate you. You don't need to be afraid of me unless you're made of scissors. That's just a little rock, paper, scissors joke for you. I'm a very good friend over here, Meek. He's an insect and has knives for hands.
Meek, a slug alien inside a robot exoskeleton, says hello by doing some karate moves.
You're Cronin, aren't you?
That I am.
How'd you end up in here?
Well, I tried to start a revolution, but I didn't print enough pamphlets, so hardly anybody showed up, except for my mum and her boyfriend, who I hate. As punishment, I was forced to come in here and become a gladiator. Bit of a promotional disaster. But I'm actually organizing another revolution. I don't know if you'd be interested in something like that. Do you reckon you'd be interested?
Thor tries to run ahead down the circle and loops back around behind Korg.
How did you...
Yeah, no, this whole place is a circle, but not like a real circle, more like a freaky circle.
This doesn't make any sense.
No, nothing makes sense in here. The only thing that does make sense is that nothing makes sense.
Has anyone fought the Grandmaster champion?
Oh, Doug has. Doug. Ah, right, Doug's dead. That's right. Everyone who fights the Grandmaster's champion perishes.
What about you? You're made of rocks.
Perishable rocks. Oh, there you go. There's another one. Yeah, no, I did the smaller fights, warm up the crowd and whatnot. Wait, you're not going to face him, are you?
Yes, I am. Fight him, win, and get the hell out of this place.
That's exactly what Doug used to say. See you later, new Doug.
Korg walks away and approaches Meek. Exterior Asgard, streets, sunset. The streets of Asgard are cold and silent, save for the occasional distant sounds and screams of a city under siege. Interior throne room continuous. Moving down the throne room corridor, we see several dead Einarjar guards. One guy is still alive, desperately trying to crawl away. Schlink, a black blade finishes him off. Reveal Hela and Scourge looking down at the carnage. Hela directs her attention to frescoes on the ceiling, like the Sistine Chapel, except these depict Asgard's shining influence on the 9 realms. Bountiful harvests, shepherds with full flocks, common folk throwing parades for Asgard's army, etc.
Does no one remember me? Has no one been taught our history? Look at these lies, goblets, garden parties, peace treaties.
Hela leads them towards the throne.
Odin, proud to have it, ashamed of how he got it.
Hela fires spikes into the ceiling, ripping down plaster. Beneath the surface are older frescoes. These ones are far more dark and sinister. Soldiers in battle, blood, a giant war wolf, young Odin and young Hela, slaves building the palace. Scourge is at least somewhat disturbed by this.
We were unstoppable. I was his weapon in the conquest that built Asgard's empire. One by one, the realms became ours.
Hela turns from the murals to address Scourge.
But then, simply because my ambition outgrew his, he banished me, caged me, locked me away like an animal. For that, Asgard's warriors were honored, their bodies buried as heroes beneath this very palace.
Hela beckons Scourge to follow her. Interior Odin's vault continuous. Hela enters the vault and descends the stairs towards the magical items.
Odin's treasures.
Scourge follows her. Hela walks towards the Infinity Gauntlet.
Fake.
Hela knocks the gauntlet off its pedestal.
Most of this stuff in here is fake.
Next, the Casket of Ancient Winter.
Or weak.
Next, Surtur's Skull.
Smaller than I thought it would be.
Next, the Tesseract. She hesitates.
That's not bad. But this, the Eternal Flame.
The Eternal Flame flickers in its chalice. Hela digs her hand into the Eternal Flame. She pulls her hand out now, cupping green fire like a torch. Hela approaches a large circular rune etching on the floor. Hela manifests a huge claw hammer. She smashes through the runes on the floor, creating a gaping chasm. She looks at Scourge.
Want to see what true power looks like?
Hela looks down into the darkness below. With her hand aflame, Hela jumps down into the chasm. Interior, hidden Asgardian catacombs day. Hela lands like a badass. Dust settles. The light of Hela's hand torch reveals a stone crypt, an ornate burial place for the heroes of old Asgard. We can see countless rotted skeletons in badass ancient Asgardian armor, Hela's regiment. Among them, a massive wolf skeleton, terrifying and monstrous, colossal chains around the bones of his paws, Fenris. Hela approaches Fenris's skeleton.
Fenris, my darling, what have they done to you?
She lifts her flaming hand above her head. She slams her hand into the ground.
With the eternal flame, you are reborn.
The fire spreads out, covering Fenris and Hela's old army. As the fire covers the skeletons, they shudder to life.
I've missed you all. I've missed you all.
Hela's butchers rise up before their commander. Above, Scourge looks down worried. Below, a sinister light returns to Fenris's eyes as he stands proudly before his master, allowing her to pet the fur of his terrifying face. Interior the arena, gladiator cells, night. Thor sits against the wall, quietly praying.
Odin, I bid you take your place in the halls of Valhalla, where the brave shall live forever, nor shall we mourn, rejoice, for those that have died in the glorious
death.
Reveal Loki standing across the cell. Thor gives him a hard look.
It hurts, doesn't it? Being lied to. Being told you one thing and then learning it's all a fiction.
Thor picks up some stones that have fallen from Korg's leg and casually starts throwing them through Loki's illusion.
You didn't think I'd really come and see you, did you? This place is disgusting.
Thor throws another stone through Loki.
Does this mean you don't want my help?
Thor throws another stone through Loki.
Look, I couldn't jeopardize my position with Grandmaster. It took me time to win his trust. He's a lunatic, but he can be amiable.
Thor throws another stone through Loki, disinterested.
What I'm telling you is, you could join me at the Grandmaster's side. Perhaps in time, an accident befalls the Grandmaster, and then...
Loki gestures, we take over. Thor throws another stone through Loki, bored.
You're not seriously thinking of going back, are you? Our sister destroyed your hammer like a piece of glass. She's stronger than both of us. She's stronger than you. You don't stand a chance. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Thor just scowls.
Fine. I guess I'll just have to go it alone. Like I've always done. Would you say something?
Now, out of stones, Thor looks around the floor for more.
Say something.
Thor finally looked right at Loki, speaks fast and curt.
What would you like me to say? Fake to your death, he stole the throne. Should Odin of his power strengthen on earth. To die, releasing the goddess of death. Have I said enough? Or do you want to go further back past you?
Loki's eyes burn. Thor stares coldly at him. Loki tries to compose himself.
No, I haven't seen this beloved champion he talks of. I've heard he's astonishingly savage. I'll place a large wager against you tomorrow. Don't let me down.
Loki shimmers and his illusion vanishes. Korg runs in to try to kick him.
Piss off, Ghost! Oh, you're freaking gone.
Interior of the arena, receiving area. Thor, Korg, and a gaggle of other prisoners and fighters have been led from their cells to a pre-fight holding area. Korg and Thor are by the weapons rack.
Oh, yuck. These still have someone's hair and blood all over them. Guys, can you clean the weapons once you finish your fight? Disgusting slobs. Hey, Thor, want to use the big wooden fork?
No.
Yeah, not really useful if you're fighting off 3 vampires that'll huddle together.
I only wish I had my hammer.
Hammer?
Quite unique. It was made from special metal from the heart of a dying star. And when I spun it really fast, it gave me the ability to fly.
You rode a hammer?
No, I didn't ride the hammer.
Well, the hammer rode you on your back?
No, I used to spin it really fast, and it would put me off the...
Oh my god, the hammer pulled you off.
No, the ground. It would put me off the ground, up into the air. And I'll fly. Every time I threw it, it would always come back to me.
Sounds like you had a pretty special and intimate relationship with this hammer, and that losing it was almost comparable to losing a loved one.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Thor spots S-142 dealing at the bar. He's once again eyeing the fob device clipped to her belt, scowls.
I said they're mine.
Yeah, the one who put me in here.
Yeah, Scripper 142. She's strong, and she drinks a lot. Gotta watch out for those Asgardians, man. They're hard to parish.
Asgardian?
Thor breaks away from the line and runs to S-142.
Hey! Hey!
S-142 holds up the fob.
Do not zap me with that thing. I just want to talk. Asgard is in danger.
Thor then notices a series of patterned scars or brands on her forearms. It's a moment of recognition and disbelief.
My God! You're a Valkyrie! I used to want to be a Valkyrie when I was younger, until I find out they were all a woman. There's nothing wrong with women, of course. I love women, sometimes a little too much. Not creepy, just more of a respectful appreciation. I think it's great that there's a elite force of women warriors. It's about time.
Are you done?
Lord of Thunder, you're up.
Please help me. I need your help.
Bye.
Fine. Then you must be a traitor or a coward because the Valkyrie have sworn to protect the throne.
S-142 finally turns her attention to Thor, intense.
Listen closely, Your Majesty. This is Sakaar, not Asgard, and I'm a scrapper, not a Valkyrie.
Guards swarm Thor, dragging him back.
Processing.
And no one escapes this place. So you're gonna die anyway.
Despite her denial, Thor has clearly hit a nerve. And from now on, we will refer to Scrapper number 142 as Valkyrie. Valkyrie takes her booze and walks away. Thor is dragged away, passing Korg and the other prisoners. Interior processing room day. Thor is strapped to a chair. Reveal a weird alien barber, Stan Lee cameo, holding up some rusty shears.
Now, don't you move. My hands ain't as steady as they used to be.
By Odin's beard, you shall not cut my hair, lest you feel the wrath of the mighty Thor.
Barber activates a menacing cutting tool. Thor freaks out.
Please, kind sir, don't cut off my hair. No!
Interior of the arena, night. Hundreds of thousands of spectators packed into the stadium seats. Dozens of starships are parked above the arena. Find the Grandmaster's luxury suite, a VIP box attached to the fighting area. The golden ladies are in attendance. Loki lounges in the suite, taking wagers on the fight card. Grandmaster walks out into the center of the arena. Suddenly, the Grandmaster grows to 60 feet tall. This enlarged projection of Grandmaster addresses the audience.
Wow, look at all of you. What a show, what a night. Who's having fun? Please, please. I'm your host. Big round of applause for all of our undercard competitors who died so gruesomely. Good sports. What a show, what a night. This is what you've come for, and so have I. All right, now without further ado, it's main event time. Making his first appearance, though he looks quite promising. He's got a couple tricks up his sleeve. I'll say no more. See what you think. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Lord of Thunder.
Enter Thor, Gladiator Thor. Shaved head, trimmed beard, minimalist armor, covered in weapons, 2 swords on his back, giant mace in one hand, spiked shield in the other.
Watch out for his fingers. They make sparks.
Thor looks up at the throngs of screaming fans and then puts on his helmet. A badass gladiator variation of his classic winged helm. Thor is ready to rumble. Above, find Valkyrie in her warsong ship, parked amongst the other tailgaters. She pops open a bottle of booze, drinks.
Okay, this is it. Let's get ready to welcome this guy. Here he comes. He's a creature. What can we say about him? He's unique. There's none like him. I feel a special connection with him.
Suddenly, the floor beneath Thor's feet lowers, a slow tension-building grind as he sees a door across the arena, bigger and bigger. The entire crowd is on its feet, palpable anticipation. The spotlights change to bright stadium lights.
He's undefeated. He's the reigning, the defending. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you your incredible...
Kaboom! Exploding through a door is the champion, the Incredible Hulk. He wears an armored shoulder guard and a Spartan helmet. He carries a warhammer in one hand and a battle axe in the other. Hulk pounds his chest and roars, further energizing an already frenzied crowd. Meanwhile, the sight of Hulk makes Thor's arms drop to his sides, along with his jaw dropping to the ground. And then Thor laughs his ass off, like that's my buddy over there.
Yes!
In the VIP box, Loki goes ghost white. Traumatic memories of being Hulk smashed flood his brain. Gone is all his joy.
To get off this planet.
Loki tries to exit, but the Grandmaster stops him.
Hey, where are you going?
Grandmaster plops Loki down in the front row, right against the glass. Loki casually tries to hide his face in his hands. In the arena,
Hey, we know each other. He's a friend from work. Where have you been? I thought you were dead. Something just happened since I last saw you. I lost my hammer, like yesterday, so it's still pretty fresh. Loki is alive. Loki's up. Can you believe it? He's up there. Loki, look who it is.
Loki is petrified.
Anna, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm happy to see you.
In the arena, Hulk is still eyeballing Thor while the capacity crowd chants insanely for Hulk, Hulk, Hulk.
Banner? Hey, Banner!
Hulk's face grimaces and contorts, suppressing puny Banner.
No Banner, only Hulk.
Hulk charges at Thor insanely fast.
What are you doing? It's me!
Thor dodges the first few attacks, but then Hulk shatters his shield and sends Thor flying. Thor draws a sword and stabs it into the ground to slow his momentum. Draws the other sword and faces off against Hulk.
Banner, we're friends. This is crazy. I don't want to hurt you.
They engage again. Hulk kicks Thor, sending him slamming into the wall.
Here we go.
Thor jumps down just in time to avoid Hulk's warhammer, which hits so hard that it remains lodged in the wall. With Hulk charging again, Thor rips the warhammer out of the wall and wallops Hulk with it. Hulk goes crashing alongside the arena. He ends up sprawled out in a pile of rubble, slightly dazed.
What?
Above, Val is watching through a set of high-tech binoculars. She reacts to Thor, reluctantly impressed. Thor advances on Hulk with all the swagger. He takes off his helmet and calls out to Hulk, provoking him.
Hey, big guy. Sun's getting real low.
Hulk takes off his helmet, scowling, teeth grinding.
That's it. Sun's going down. Won't hurt you anymore. No one will.
Whoosh! Thor is suddenly dragged out of frame. Hulk has Thor by the leg and is whipping him against the arena floor, over and over and over again. In the VIP box, Loki Tolmut shifts. The joy returns to his face like everything will be all right. Loki laughs.
Yes! That's how it feels! I'm just a huge fan of the sport.
Thor is smashed into the floor face first. Hulk roars and rushes Thor with his axe.
Roar!
All right. Screw it.
Clang! The giant weapons clash. Now Thor and Hulk are fighting Warhammer versus Battle Axe, and Thor is winning. He's getting the better of these exchanges, using Hulk's aggression against him. Thor continually knocks and/or trips Hulk off his feet while evading all of Hulk's best attacks.
I know you're in there, Banner. I'll get you out.
One particular vicious blow disarms Hulk, and Thor breaks Hulk's axe with the Warhammer. Thor then bashes Hulk in the chest, knocking him to the ground.
What's the matter with you? You're embarrassing me. I told him we were friends.
Growling, Hulk stands up and hits Thor with a straight jab that sends Thor tumbling across the arena. Hulk immediately leaps after him and lands on Thor. Hulk is now on top of Thor as they slide across the arena, just pummeling him with punches. Left, right, left, right. Thor's head snaps back and forth. In the carnage, Thor sees visions of Odin. Then his eyes glow white with electricity. Like an instinctual defense mechanism, Thor suddenly knocks Hulk back with a burst of lightning. Seething with electricity, Thor springs to his feet and then blasts Hulk with a massive lightning punch. Hulk is launched backwards and Thor hits the ground hard.
Thunder.
Thunder.
The crowd gets hushed. They've never seen this before. In the VIP box, Grandmaster is pissed. Loki is amazed. Hulk and Thor stagger to their feet. Thor looks at himself, a little surprised. There are still small charges of lightning crackling through his veins. Meanwhile, Hulk rumbles towards Thor, and they're at it again, close quarters boxing. Thor is winning the exchanges, landing brutal punches to Hulk's body. And then suddenly, bzzz, the Grandmaster zaps him with the obedience disc fob. Thor drops, totally caught off guard. Hulk plants his feet and jumps. He zooms up, rocketing out of the arena, up, up, up into the sky. At the apex of his jump, Hulk clenches his fists and begins a missile-like descent. Val sees this from her ship and decides to take off, like this fight is over, time to beat traffic.
Well, another day, another dog.
Down below, Thor groggily turns over. He does so just in time to see Hulk coming at him like an atom bomb. No time to avoid it. Kaboom! Right before impact, Thor's eyes go lightning white. Hulk hits Thor like a meteor. The impact knocks Thor unconscious and we cut to black. Linger on darkness for a few beats, and then interior throne room, sunset. Hela sits on the throne trying to get comfortable, headdress and cowl off. Scourge stands at the foot of the throne.
What is that noise?
Oh, the common folk aren't exactly falling in line. There's a resistance trying to knock down the front gates.
Hela sends her butcher troops to deal with it.
Tell me about yourself, Scourge.
Well, me dad was a stonemason. Me mom was a substitute teacher.
I'll just stop you right there. What I meant was, what's your ambition?
I just want a chance to prove myself.
Recognition. When I was young, every great king had an executioner. Not just to execute people, but also to execute their vision. But mainly to execute people. Still a great honor. I was Odin's executioner.
Hela holds out her axe and uses her powers to form a double-sided obsidian axe, which she offers to Scourge.
And you will be my executioner. Let's begin our conquest.
Exterior Rainbow Bridge day. Hela and Scourge arrive at the observatory, army in tow.
Scourge, where's the sword?
Reveal that the Bifrost sword is missing.
That sword is key to opening the Bifrost.
Hela thinks, seething.
These people you mentioned, the ones who aren't falling into line. Round them up.
Exterior Asgard Mountain Creek day. Splash. Boots running across the shallow water. We meet a family of refugees from the city. Father, mother, son, 14, and young daughter, 8. They're running for their lives. Hot on their heels are a pair of Hela's sinister butchers hunting like a pack of wolves. After scrambling through a grove of trees, the family make their way through a narrow pass. The butchers are hot on their heels, their growls getting louder behind them when, bam, the sun runs right into a tall, immovable object. Heimdall. No regal armor, no golden helm. This Heimdall has a thick beard and is wrapped in a cloak. The rest of the family arrive, desperation.
Excuse me.
In one swift motion, Heimdall draws the Bifrost sword, steps forward and slashes through the butchers, ending them. He then turns to the family, gestures for them to follow him.
Sorry about that. These bloody things are everywhere. Come on.
Exterior Asgard, Mountain Ravine day. Heimdall approaches the steep face of the mountain. Carved into the rock is Yggdrasil, the world tree. Heimdall kneels, whispers a few words under his breath, and a huge section of the mountain face vanishes in a shimmering illusion. Interior Stronghold day. It's busy with activity. Hundreds of Asgardians who fled the city after Hela's invasion are living here. Men, women, and children. Strong and weak, young and old. Heimdall turns to the family, even manages a smile.
You'll be safe here.
They enter the stronghold. As the doors shut, we go to Interior Hulk's Warrior Suite day. Thor's eyes pop open. He's lying in a heap on the ground, still dirty, bruised, and beat up. Thor is being tended to by 2 Sicarian gladiator nurses who are swabbing his wounds. This freaks him out, which results in startled thrashing. That freaks out the 2 gladiator nurses, which results in them running away. Thor starts to get up, but then winces. He moves slowly. He's in a giant room with stark, graphic patterns on the walls. With a few achy grimaces, Thor stands up and wanders around. There's furniture, large cushions, and a sleeping area enclosed by the skull of a giant beast. Noise behind him. Thor follows the noise to find Hulk having eased himself into a large steaming jacuzzi. Thor looks at him quizzically. Hulk isn't angry. He's relaxed, but he's not turning into Banner.
Are we cool?
Hulk grunts. I guess so.
It's Hulk in a hot tub. How long have you been like that?
Like what?
Like this, big, green, stupid.
Hulk always Hulk.
Thor takes this in and then walks over to a window that looks out across the city. Does some spatial math, realizes. Thor looks back out the window. He sees a ramshackle spaceship taking off and rocketing skyward. Higher and higher, it's going for a wormhole when boom! One of Grandmaster's palace patrol ships, more modern and heavy duty, blows it out of the sky. On Thor, wheels turning, he turns to Hulk.
How'd you get here?
Winning.
You mean cheating? Were they wearing one of these when you won? How did you arrive here?
Quinjet.
Hulk mimes a plane landing on the water.
Yes. Where's the Quinjet now?
Hulk stands up and exits the hot tub, naked.
Oh, that's naked. He's very naked. It's in my brain now.
Hulk points out the window.
Quinjet.
Thor sees the Quinjet in a massive alien junkyard.
Yes, I'm getting us out of here. This is a terrible, awful place. You're gonna love Asgard. It's big, it's golden, shiny.
Hulk sits on his bed eating a pumpkin.
Hulk, stay.
No. My people need me to get back to Asgard. We must prevent Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
The Pope lies death in my home world. The end of days, the end of. If you help me get back to Asgard, I can help you get back to Earth.
Earth hate Hulk.
Earth loves Hulk. They love you. You're one of the Avengers, one of the team, one of our friends. That's what friends do. They support each other.
You're Banner's friend.
Not Banner's friend. I prefer you.
Banner's friend.
I even like Banner. The numbers, science, and that stuff.
Thor go. Hulk stay.
Fine. Stay here. Stupid place. Hideous, by the way. The red, the white. Let's pick a color.
Thor heads for the exit, a wide open door.
Smash you.
You didn't smash anything. I won that fight.
I smashed you.
Yeah, sure.
Baby arms.
What?
Baby.
Moron, big child.
Thor heads to the open entrance. Hulk smiles, anticipating.
Thor go.
I'm going.
Zap. Thor is jolted back by the obedience disc. There are perimeter sensors in the doorway. Hulk chuckles at Thor as he hits the floor, points.
Thor go again. Thor home.
Time cut. Thor slumps against the wall, head sagging. Hulk grabs his giant battle axe. He's armored up.
Hulk trains.
That's great. Have fun.
Hulk exits. Thor watches him go. Then at the end of the hallway, Hulk meets up with Valkyrie. They begin play fighting, a clearly friendly rapport. Thor can't believe it. He runs to the entrance, but by the time he reaches the perimeter sensors, they're gone. Thor sighs, walks over to the window, looks up through a wormhole, starts twinkling on the other end of it.
Heimdall, I know you could see me.
Thor continues his plea at the window.
I need you to help me. Help me see.
Pause. Then Thor's eyes go golden like Heimdall's. The stars in the wormhole begin to warp over Thor and... Interior, streets of Asgard, same. Thor suddenly finds himself in Asgard. Disoriented at first, Thor turns to see Heimdall hiding in the shadows. Heimdall harshly shushes Thor and gestures for him to get up against the wall. Thor complies, sees the refugees. After a beat, a roving patrol of Hela's butchers creep by through the street. They don't spot our heroes. Pause. Heimdall turns to Thor, speaks only in hushed whispers.
I see you, but you are far away.
What's going on here?
Come see for yourself.
Without warning, Heimdall leads the family out of the alley and dashes down the street. Thor follows, but then stops. Looks around to see the occupied city of Asgard, emitting a smoky aura of chaos, a chilling sight. Down the street, Heimdall gestures for the family to slow down. He sees something, ushers them into an alcove. Thor joins them just in time to avoid being seen by another roving patrol of Hela's butchers. Heimdall again motions for Thor to shh until the threat has passed. Then,
I'm providing refuge in a stronghold built by our ancestors. But if the garrison falls, our only escape is the Bifrost.
I'm evacuating Asgard.
We won't last long if we stay.
Thor looks out on a ravaged Asgard, heartsick. We hold on the devastated realm as...
She draws her power from Asgard and grows stronger every day.
Back to Thor and Heimdall.
Come on.
As Heimdall quickly leads refugees down a safe pathway.
Hela is ravenous. If I let her leave, she'll consume the 9 realms and all the cosmos.
He turns back to Thor, approaches him.
We need you.
I'm working on it. I don't even really know where the hell I am.
2 packs of butchers arrive simultaneously. Spot Heimdall.
You're on a planet surrounded by doorways. Go through one.
Which one?
Heimdall rips into the attacking butchers, cutting them down.
The big one.
Whoosh! Suddenly Thor's gone. Black. After slashing through the butchers, Heimdall moves towards the house where he hid the family, and then abruptly stops. Heimdall turns slightly. He sees something. Binoculars POV. Heimdall looking right at us, the Bifrost sword visible in his hand. Reveals Scourge on a palace tower balcony, surveilling the city with Asgardian inoculars. Scourge lowers the inoculars. There is conflict on his face. He knows that he should report this to Hela immediately, yet he doesn't spring into action. Interior Hulk's warrior suite night. Thor absent-mindedly fidgets with his obedience disc. Thud, thud, thud. Resonates around the room. Hulk steps up to Thor, looking inquisitively down at him.
Thor sad.
Shut up.
Hulk hits Thor, bullying him into opening up.
Thor sad.
Thor hops up, yells in Hulk's face, paces around.
I'm not sad, you idiot. I'm pissed off, angry. I lost my father. I lost my hammer.
Thud, thud. He turns to see Hulk punching his pillow. Hulk stops, stares.
Whining and crying. Cry like baby.
You're not even listening.
Thor kicks a random helmet.
Don't kick stuff.
You're being a really bad.
You bad friend.
You know what we call you?
No.
We call you Stupid Avenger.
You're Tiny Avenger.
Hulk throws a shield that nearly decapitates Thor.
What, are you crazy?
Yes.
You know what? Earth does hate you.
Hulk gets sad, wanders over to his bed to mope. Thor realizes he went too far, joins Hulk on the bed.
No.
I'm sorry, is it? You're not a Stupid Avenger. Nobody calls you a Stupid Avenger.
It's okay.
If you didn't go around throwing shields at people, you could have killed me.
I know. I'm sorry. I just get so angry all the time. Hulk always angry.
Yeah, I know. But it's same. You and I, just a couple of hot-headed fools.
Yeah, same. Hulk like fire, Thor like water.
We're both kind of both like fire.
But Hulk like real fire. Hulk like raging fire. Thor like smoldering fire.
Hulk, I need you to do something for me.
I'm cut. Morning. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. We follow two palace guards as they enter Hulk's suite. Hulk is throwing a large ball against the far wall. It's so hard it makes dents in the wall. Hulk stops and turns. Reveal that the guards are escorting Valkyrie. They leave. Valkyrie and Hulk face off.
Angry girl.
Val bounds forward and gives the Incredible Hulk a big hug. Hulk laughs and then begins playfully roughhousing with Val.
What's going on? What do you...
Hulk steps away, allowing Valkyrie to see Thor. Her smile disappears. She stares at Hulk, so annoyed. Hulk mopes a little like, I done bad. Turns back to Thor.
You're so thick-headed that you can't tell when someone's hiding all the way across the universe and wants to be left alone.
We need to talk.
No, you want to talk to me.
Valkyrie turns to leave.
I need her to stay.
Valkyrie is at the exit when the upper jawbone of Hulk's massive skull bed crashes into frame, blocking the doorway. Val shoots an annoyed sneer at Hulk. Hulk snorts back.
Stay, please.
Valkyrie looks him up and down, obedience discs to the max. Hulk begins bouncing his ball against the wall again. Valkyrie walks over to Hulk's bar, picks up an unopened bottle of liquor. Hulk snorts disapprovingly. Val puts it down and finds something cheaper. She pops the cork.
All right, here's the deal. I'll listen to you till this is empty.
She tips back the bottle and starts chugging.
Asgard is in danger, and people are dying. You need to get back there. I need your help. Wow.
Finished. Bye.
She has indeed finished. She goes to leave.
Odin is dead.
Valkyrie stopped short. The ball binging noise continues. Her silence speaks volumes. Thor has a realization.
Hela, the goddess of death, has invaded Asgard.
Hela's back, then Asgard's already lost.
I'm going to stop her.
Alone?
Nope. I'm putting together a team. It's me, you, and the big guy.
No team. Only Hulk.
It's me and you.
I think it's only you.
Wait, just listen. The Valkyrie are legend elite warriors of Asgard. You're sworn to defend the throne.
I'm not getting involved, dragged into another one of Odin's family squabbles.
What's that supposed to mean?
Your sister. Her power comes from Asgard, same as yours.
Hulk's ball rolls into frame, an off-screen grunt. Val picks it up and tosses it back to Hulk.
When it grew beyond Odin's control, she massacred everyone in the palace and tried to seize the throne. When she tried to escape her banishment, he sent the Valkyrie to fight her back. I only survived because Look, I already faced her once back when I believed in the throne, and that cost me everything. That's what's wrong with Asgard. The whole throne, the secrets, the whole golden sham.
Pause. Thor moves towards Valkyrie, goes to put a comforting hand on her shoulder.
I agree.
Val snatches his hand. They are close, face to face.
Don't get familiar.
I agree. That's why I turned down the throne. But this isn't about the crown. It's about the people. They're dying. And they're your people too.
Val shoves him away. Thor stumbles back.
Forget it. I have.
Okay?
Okay.
Great.
Great.
Thank you.
For what?
What is?
Reveal that Thor has lifted the fob device off Val's belt.
Didn't see that, did you?
Thor presses the button and all the obedience discs embedded in his neck and belt power down. Confident smirk.
Ah, that's better. You know, go ahead. Stand and get drunk and slay people for that lunatic. Keep drinking, keep hiding. But me?
Thor gestures for Hulk to toss him the ball. Hulk does.
I choose not to run away from my problems and not away from them because that's what.
Thor hurls it at the main window. It bounces off, hitting him in the face. He stands, facing Valkyrie.
Because that's what heroes do.
Thor then smashes through the window. Hulk stands.
Brent, stay!
Exterior, Grandmaster's palace day. Thor is sliding down the side of the Grandmaster's tower. He launches himself off the building and hurtles downward, landing casually on the street below, finally free. Exterior, the streets of Sakaar are continuous. Thor is hauling ass. Never slowing down, Thor keeps the top of the arena in sight. A few blocks back, Hulk is in pursuit. He's bumping people, swatting vehicles out of the way, just being a menace. On Sakaar, the citizens applaud for him. Even when Hulk demolishes a man's food cart, the man cheers Hulk on. Exterior, massive alien junkyard, continuous. Thor sprints in, looks around. Man, this place is big. He runs down aisles of crushed and stripped spacecrafts, a giant smelter, and then into what looks like a used car lot. And then he sees it, the Quinjet. Interior Quinjet, continuous. Thor enters and rushes to the controls.
All right, come on.
He's pressing buttons and flipping switches. After a beat, the flight deck powers up. Thor places his hand on a pad which scans his handprint, lights up green.
Voice verification required.
Thor.
Access denied.
Thor, son of Odin.
Access denied.
God of Thunder.
Access denied.
Strongest Avenger.
Access denied.
Strongest Avenger.
Access denied.
Damn it, Stark. Point Break.
Welcome, Point Break.
Crunch! Hulk barges into the Quinjet door. The Hulk approaches scowling. Any metal that stands in his way peels back. Frantic, Thor turns to the Quinjet's console.
Brent, stay!
No.
As Hulk enters, he destroys the hull of the Quinjet.
Stay!
Stop breaking everything.
Don't go!
Thor triggers a message on the flight console.
Nice work, big guy. We don't know where Ultron's headed, but you're going very high, very fast.
Hulk stops short. His whole demeanor changes. Thor steps out of the way so that Hulk can see a recorded message from Natasha Romanoff on the console.
So I need you to turn this bird around, okay? We can't track you in stealth mode.
Hulk is now right up against the console screen.
So I need you to help me out, okay? I need you to...
No, Banner.
Hulk convulses, drops to his hands and knees, his whole body warping. Hulk roars and grabs at his face, shaking his head, trying to fight this back, but he can't help it. He's transforming back into Bruce Banner. The transition is rough and chaotic. It's as if Banner is fighting to get out of the Hulk. Throughout the process, Hulk smashes back and forth, further wrecking the Quinjet, and then calm. Thor rushes to Banner's side to help ease the transition.
Banner. Hey. You all right, Banner? Sun's down. Go down. Sun's going down. I said, breathe. I want out here. Sun's going down.
Thor?
Yeah.
Banner is groggy, disoriented. Thoughts, memories, and observations begin to flood his brain randomly.
What happened to your hair?
Some creepy old man cut it off.
It looks good.
Thanks.
Where are we? How's Nat?
And that is good, I'm sure.
And what about Sokovia?
Sokovia.
The city, Sokovia. Did we save it?
Banner, listen.
What?
Sokovia, Ultron. That was 2 years ago.
What are you saying? I've been Hulk for 2 years?
I'm afraid so.
Banner's eyes bulge, trying to process this information.
What the hell happened?
Banner rushes to his feet. Thor follows.
Banner, there's something you should know.
Banner goes to the flight console.
Voice activation required.
Banner.
Welcome, strongest Avenger.
What?
Ship's log.
The ship's log pops up on screen. From behind the display, within the monitor looking out, we see fragmented images of the Hulk trip through deep space. We see the angry green giant thrash around in zero gravity. We see Hulk closer to the camera now, looking stressed and carsick. Throw focus to see Banner's face watching the video. Hulk's freaked out face is superimposed over Banner's freaked out face.
Thor, where are we?
Yeah, about that.
Banner hears.
Bad news today.
Banner rushes over to the windshield. Through it, he sees Grandmaster, his hologram projection towering over the city.
Sakaar, hear ye. Attention, please. I have some bad news. My beloved exalted champion has turned up missing. Take to the streets. Celebrate my champion.
Who's that?
Kind of runs the place. You actually live in his house.
Back to Banner, a distant, confused stare.
I did?
Yeah, quite a lot's happened. You and I had a fight recently.
Did I win?
No, I won easily.
Doesn't sound right.
Well, it's true.
It seems the criminally seductive Lord of Thunder has stolen him away.
Seductive God of Thunder. We need to move.
Oh, no. This is bad. This is really, really bad. Thor, I think I'm freaking out.
No. Don't freak out. You're okay. Put these on.
Thor tosses Banner some clothes. Banner looks at them.
These are Tony's clothes.
I know. Come on.
Is he here?
No, he's not here. But listen, just stay calm, okay? Sun's going down. Sun's getting really low. Sun's going down.
Interior Grandmaster's chambers day. Loki and Valkyrie are brought before Grandmaster, who has at least tripled the amount of bodyguards around him.
I'm upset. I'm very upset. You know what I like about being upset? Blame. And right now, that's the mindset I'm in. You know who I'm blaming?
Grandmaster,
Hey, don't interrupt me.
Topaz hands the melt stick to the Grandmaster.
Here you go.
Why are you handing me the melt stick? He was interrupting. That's not a capital violation. Anyway, look, my precious champion has come up missing, and it's all because of that Lord of Thunder. It's all because of him. Your brother, whatever the story is, adopted, complicated, whatever. I'm sure there's a big history there. And your contender.
My dear friend, if you were to give me 12 hours, I could bring them both back to you.
I could do it in 2.
I could do it in 1.
You know what? I'm going to stop you right there. I woke up this morning thinking about a public institution, but for now, I'll settle for this sweet little who's going to get in first. All right, so you're on the clock. Go.
Interior Grandmaster's palace day. Valkyrie exits in a hurry. Loki follows her.
What have you done?
Val reverses position, putting Loki up against the wall.
I don't answer to you, lackey.
It's Loki, and you will answer to the Grandmaster.
Loki moves to reverse position again, but Val breaks away, drawing her 2 blades. In response, Loki unsheathes 2 long Sicarian daggers. They eye each other and then fight. A fast-paced and deadly battle of knives. After a few exchanges, Val connects a big shot that slams Loki into the wall. He scowls.
Why would you help my brother escape that green fool?
I don't help anyone.
Loki trails off. He sees her wrist markings, a realization.
You're a Valkyrie. I thought the Valkyrie all died gruesome deaths.
Now Val attacks Loki. She gets him up against the wall, her blade against his throat. She looks ready to kill him.
Choose your next words wisely.
Terribly sorry. Must be a very painful memory.
Quick as a rattlesnake, Loki grabs Val's head and casts an illusion. Val's eyes cloud over with darkness as we go to exterior Hela's dimension flashback. a barren black void of death. The Valkyrie, in old-school Asgardian armor, charged through the dimensional rift, an open portal to Asgard and the Nine Realms. Val witnesses these events as moments frozen in time. Reveal Hela in all her glory, black lightning everywhere. Dozens of Valkyrie falling through the dark space. The Valkyrie's winged horses lay dead on the battlefield. Through the open portal, we can see the throne of Asgard. Hela advancing on the final few Valkyrie. One is Val, frozen in fear, shell-shocked. Hela firing black weapons at Val. One of Val's sisters diving in at the last second, shoving Val back through the portal and taking the fatal hit. Val lands hard in the throne room. Val scrambling to her feet and trying to re-enter the rift, but it's too late. It closes. The last image she sees is Hela dealing the final killer blow to her doomed Valkyrie sisters. Exterior Grandmaster's palace continuous. We find Val on her knees in front of Loki, trembling from this visceral memory that she's tried so hard to suppress. She turns on Loki, raging, and knocks him out. Exterior Sakaar stooped day. Banner sits groaning, head in his hands. Thor is beside him, rubbing his back and on the lookout for threats.
Sun's going down. It's getting really low. Sun's going down. It's getting really low.
Would you stop saying that?
I just need you to stay calm.
Calm? I'm on an alien planet.
It's just a planet. You've been on a planet before.
Yeah, one.
No, you've been on two. That's a good thing. It's a new experience.
My neurons, they're firing faster than my brain can handle the information. The whole thing is totally different this time. In the past, I always felt like Hulk and I each had a hand on the wheel, but this time it's like he had the keys and I was locked in the trunk.
Well, all right. Well, you're back now. That's all that matters.
No, it's not what matters. What I'm trying to tell you is that if I turn into the Hulk again, Banner may never come back. And we're stranded on a planet that is designed to stress me out.
We're not stranded. I'm going to figure out a way to get us home.
Thank you.
Not your home, though, Asgard.
What?
Listen, people are in great danger. You and I have to fight this really powerful being who tries to be my sister.
Okay, that is so wrong on so many. I don't want to fight your sister. That's a family issue.
No, she's an evil being.
I don't care what she is. I'm not fighting any more beings. I'm sick of it. I just told you. If I turn into the Hulk, I am never going to come back again, and you don't care.
No. But I get the team. The Hulk is a fire.
Wait, you're just using me to get to the Hulk?
What? No.
It's gross. You don't care about me. You're not my friend.
No, I don't really like the Hulk. You don't like smash. I prefer you.
Thanks.
But if I'm being honest, when it comes to fighting human beings, he is very powerful and useful.
Yeah, Banner's powerful and useful too.
You know.
How many PhD does Hulk have? 0. How many PhDs does Banner have? 7.
Fine. You don't have to fight like anyone, but we're in danger here, so we have to move.
Thor grabs a towel from the ground next to him. He puts the towel over his head.
What are you doing with that?
I'm in disguise. I'm a fugitive.
I need a disguise.
You are the disguise.
Banner finds a pair of Stark's sunglasses in his jacket.
I'll be Tony Stark.
What?
Yeah, Tony and the Gypsy.
No, you're not Tony. You're Bruce Banner.
Then why did you dress me up like Tony?
Because you're naked.
Okay, I'll give you that.
They stand up. Banner adjusts his crotch.
What are you doing? Stop doing that.
Tony wears his pants super tight.
Why are you being so weird?
I don't know. Maybe the fact that I was trapped for 2 years inside a monster made me a little weird.
Banner flashes green. Thor calms him down.
Hey, you're good. Come on. Listen, we could go to Asgard. And you're not going to have to think about the Hulk ever again, all right?
All right.
Whap. Banner gets nailed in the face with green paint. Caught off guard, Thor and Banner are swept off into exterior parade of victors continuous. It's a massive street festival where revelers dance and cheer while throwing powdered paint at each other in celebration of Hulk, green everywhere. Inside the parade, it is total chaos. Thor searches for Banner as he's pelted with green powder, pandemonium. In the crowd, Thor sees a pack of scrappers on the hunt for the reward. Thor spots Banner. He surges forward, grabs Banner, and pulls him into another alley, but sees Valkyries approaching from down the alley.
This is bad. Banner!
Thor pulls Banner back into the crowd. Thor briefly turns to see that he's no longer holding Banner. It's the arm of a small alien who squeals in fright. Thor sees Banner across the crowd. Thor muscles his way through the madness, knocking rowdy fans aside. He reaches Banner and holds him protectively, awkwardly trying to rub his shoulders. One of the aliens Thor kicked aside turns out to be a massive scrapper. He rears up, turning on Thor and Banner. Wham! From out of nowhere, Valkyrie clocks this scrapper with a brass knuckle right cross. The scrapper drops. Thor looks at Val while clutching Banner like a child.
Hi.
Hi.
I was going to do that.
Yeah, well, I did it first.
No, that's good. What are you doing?
What are you doing here? I thought you were leaving.
I lost the contract.
What's with the...
It's my disguise.
But I can see your face.
Not when I do this. Can't. Oh, it looks nice. I like what you did with it. Change it. Wash it, maybe.
Valkyrie just rolls her eyes and takes Thor by the arm.
What are those things on her eyes? Are those the people that she's killed? She's so beautiful and strong.
Exterior Sicarian Street moments later. Valkyrie escorts Thor and Banner through the street.
Who is this guy?
He's a friend.
Who, me? I'm Bruce.
As Val leads them into Sicarian apartment building.
Feel like I know you.
Feel like I know you too.
Interior Sicarian building, hallway continuous. We continue down the hallway.
Look, I've spent years in a haze trying to forget my past. Sakaar seemed like the best place to drink and forget it and to die one day.
I was thinking that you drink too much, and it probably was going to kill you.
I don't plan to stop drinking, but I don't want to forget. I can't turn away anymore, so if I'm gonna die, well, might as well die driving my sword through the heart of that murderous hag.
Good.
They arrive at a door. Before they enter.
Yeah, so I'm saying that I want to be on the team. Has it got a name?
Yeah, it's called the Revengers.
Revengers.
Because I'm getting revenge. You're getting revenge? Do you want revenge?
I'm undecided.
Okay.
Also, I've got a peace offering.
Interior Valkyrie's apartment day. Valkyrie opens the front door, revealing Loki. He's as restrained as anyone could be, sitting in the middle of the apartment with a dozen chains around him.
Rise.
Thor tosses a bottle. It bounces off of Loki's head.
Ow.
Just have to be sure.
Hello, Bruce.
So, last time I saw you, you were trying to kill everybody. Where are you at these days?
Varies from moment to moment.
Val's apartment is a shithole. Bottles everywhere, blood spattered clothes in the corner, a knife in the wall, etc. Banner gives Thor a look like she might be crazy. Thor responds with a "nah, she's cool" gesture. Val lays something on the bed, unwraps it to reveal an old Asgardian sword. Thor's eyes go wide as she sharpens it.
Is that a dragon thing?
It is.
My God, it's the famous sword of the Valkyrie.
Sakaar and Asgard are about as far apart as any two known systems. Our best bet is the wormhole just outside the city limits.
A nice, clean wormhole outside the city.
Refuel on Xandar and we'll be back in Asgard around 18 months.
Oh, that one.
Thor points at the nightmare tornado wormhole over the ocean.
The devil's anus.
Wait, whose anus are we going through?
But right, I didn't know it was called that when I picked it.
That looks like a collapsing neutron star instead of an Einstein-Rosen bridge.
We need another ship. That would tear mine to pieces.
He's right. We need one that can withstand the geodetic strain of the singularity.
Banner gives Thor a quizzical look.
And has an offline power steering system that could also function without the onboard computer.
And we need one with cup holders because we're gonna die, so drinks!
Do I know you? I feel like I know you.
I feel like I know you too. It's weird.
What do you say, Doctor? Uncharted metagalactic travel through a volatile cosmic gateway? Talk about adventure.
Thor and Banner high five as Val stares at them blankly.
There are one or two ships, absolute top of the line models.
I don't mean to impose, but the Grandmaster has a great many ships. I may even have stolen the access codes to a security system.
All eyes turn to Loki. Valkyrie throws her bottle at him. It smashes above his head.
And suddenly you're overcome with an urge to do the right thing?
No, I've run out of favor with the Grandmaster, and in exchange for codes and access to a ship, I'm asking for safe passage through the anus.
You're telling us that you can get us access to the garage without setting off any alarms?
Yes, brother, I can.
Okay, can I just say, a quick FYI, I was just talking to him just a couple minutes ago, and he was totally ready to kill any of us.
He did try to kill me.
Yeah, yes, me too, on many occasions. One time when we were children, he transformed into a snake. And he knows that I love snakes, so I went to pick up a snake. My head transformed back to something. He was like, hey, yeah, it's me. He stabbed me. We were 8 at the time.
Loki suppresses a smile.
If we're looking, if we're boosting a ship, we're going to need to draw some guards away from the palace.
Why not set the beast loose?
Shut up.
You guys have a beast?
No, there's no beast. He's just being stupid. We're going to start a revolution.
Revolution?
I'll explain later.
Who's this guy again?
I'll explain later.
Interior of the arena. Gladiator cells, moments later. Korg sits with his cellmates. He's talking to Meek.
Now, is that some sort of protoplasm, all that stuff coming out of you? Or are those eggs? It looks like eggs.
Suddenly, his obedience disc powers down, no longer glowing. As Korg stands up, Valkyrie appears at the door to his cell.
I'm looking for Korg.
Who's asking? I mean, I know you're asking. Is anybody else asking, or is it just you?
Valkyrie tosses him a high-tech rifle.
The Lord of Thunder sends his best.
The revolution has begun.
Interior Grandmaster's chambers, day. Grandmaster speaks with Topaz, who now wears battle armor.
A revolution? How did this happen?
Don't know. But the arena's mainframe for the obedience discs have been deactivated, and the slaves have been armed themselves.
I don't like that word.
Mainframe?
What? No. What? Why would I not like mainframe? No, the S word.
Sorry. The prisoners with jobs have armed themselves.
Okay, that's better.
Cha-chink! Sounds of machinery as the whole space starts moving. A different angle reveals that we are in exterior the Statesman continuous. Grandmaster's chambers are actually the oversized cockpit of a huge riot control ship, the Statesman, that can dock itself indefinitely within the palace. The Statesman has dislodged from the palace and is now flanked by 6 smaller Sicarian peacekeeping ships, all headed towards the city where rioting can be heard. Interior Grandmaster's palace, ground level continuous. Thor waits as Loki enters codes to a door's security panel.
Hey, so listen, we should talk.
I disagree. Open communication was never our family's forte.
You have no idea. I have had quite the revelation since we last spoke.
The door opens, revealing a bunch of guards. Thor and Loki heft up 2 Sicarian guns.
Hello.
Hi.
Thor and Loki blast all the guards, moving to another door.
Odin brought us together. It's almost poetic that his death should split us apart. Might as well be strangers now. 2 sons of the crown set adrift.
Guard tries to ambush Loki through the door. Thor takes out the guard.
Oh, you didn't want to talk about it.
Interior Grandmaster's palace, elevator continuous. Thor and Loki are going up.
Here's the thing. I'm probably better off staying here in Sakar.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Did you disagree with me?
This place is perfect for you. Savage, chaotic, lawless. Brother, you're going to do great here.
You truly think so little of me.
Thor pauses, considers his brother, then.
Loki, I thought the world of you. Not we were going to fight side by side forever. But at the end of the day, you're you, I'm me. I don't know. Maybe that's still good in you. Let's be honest, our paths diverged a long time.
Loki is wounded by Thor's willingness to discard him. He masks his feelings with,
It's probably for the best that we never see one another again.
beat. Thor pats Loki affectionately on the shoulder. Hold on, Loki. Did Thor just get through to him?
That was what he's wanted.
A beat, then.
Hey, let's do get help.
What?
Get help.
No.
Come on, you love get help.
I hate it.
It's great. Look at every time.
It's humiliating.
Do you have a better plan?
No,
Then we don't get help.
we are not doing get help.
Interior, the Grandmaster's private garage, continuous. Multi-tiered platforms with dozens of cool spaceships. The elevator doors open. Thor supports Loki's weight with Loki faking a fatal injury.
Get help, please! My brother, he's dying!
A small group of Sicarian guards turn towards Thor and Loki. One guard aims his gun at them.
Get him! Help! Help him!
Thor picks up Loki and flings him at the guards, knocking them down like bowling pins. Loki stands up and Thor steps to Loki's side.
Classic.
I still hate it. It's humiliating.
Not for me, it's not. Which one's the ship she told us again?
Commodore.
Commodore starship, brand new, solidly built, sleek. As they walk towards it, a duplicate Loki forms and lags behind. The Loki walking with Thor is an illusion.
But I feel it won't make much of a difference.
Follow the real Loki as he slinks away towards the security system panel. He activates the panel and brings up a screen that will set off all the alarms palace-wide.
Oh, look.
Loki turns to see Thor looking not at all surprised.
I know I've betrayed you many times before, but this time it's truly nothing personal. The reward for your capture will set me up nicely.
Triggers the alarm. Interior Grandmaster's private garage continuous.
Never one for sentiment, were you?
Easier to let it burn.
Then Loki sees Thor holding up a fob device. Loki realizes that Thor affixed an obedience disc on him in that heart-to-heart moment.
I agree.
Bzzz. Thor zaps Loki and holds down the button. Loki hits the ground, writhing in pain. Thor approaches. Pause.
Oh, brother, you're becoming predictable. I trust you. You betray me. Round and round in circles we go.
Thor continues to think about it for a beat, while Loki convulses in agony on the floor. Finally, Thor kneels down.
See, Loki, life is about growth. It's about change. You seem to just want to stay the same. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you will see the goal of mischief, but you could be more. I'll just put this over here for you.
Thor places the fob on top of the security panel, so close but so far from Loki's paralyzed reach.
Anyway, I've got places to be. Good luck.
Interior Commodore ship. Moments later, Thor is seen in the cockpit.
All right, I can figure this out. There's just another spaceship.
Exterior Grandmaster's palace. Moments later, the massive garage doors open. This sets off blaring alarms to alert the palace of this unauthorized departure. Commodore ship lifts off from the garage. In the cockpit, Thor pushes forward on the throttle. The ship zooms ahead.
Loyal Sicarians, Lord of Thunder has stolen my ship and my favorite champion. Sicarians, take to the skies. Bring him down. Do not let him leave this planet.
Below, pilots hastily rush to their palace patrol ships so as to pursue the Commodore. The first two ships out of the garage swoop around behind Thor. The patrol ships are locking weapons on Thor when, boom, boom, they are both blown out of the sky by Interior War Song ship, same. Val is all focus, flying and firing. Banners hits shotgun.
Good shot.
Exterior Sakaar, day. Thor's ship and Val's ship now zip through the city in tandem. On the horizon, we can see the Statesman, the enlarged Grandmaster, and his riot control team raining down hell on the revolting prisoners. Interior Commodore ship continuous. Thor in the pilot's seat. Val comes in over the radio.
Open the doors.
Thor looks over the console, flips a switch. Interior War Song ship continuous. Valkyrie steers down, dropping altitude. Her whole ship spins upside down, yet her cockpit is still right side up.
I hope that you're tougher than you look.
Why?
Val maxes out the throttle. The ship accelerates. When she's under Thor's ship, Val presses the eject button. Banner is launched out of the ship. Interior Commodore ship continuous. Thor at the controls. We hear an incoming scream of increasing volume. Ah! Thunk. Banner is shot up into the ship. Rough landing. Banner casually lifts his arm up and gives a thumbs up. Clunk, 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 clunk. The ship is being fired upon by another pursuit vehicle. Banner joins Thor.
Shouldn't we be shooting back or something?
Yes, we should. What are guns in this ship?
There aren't any. It's a leisure vessel.
What?
Grandmaster uses it for his good times, orgies and stuff.
Thor and Banner look around. The ceiling has mirrors on it, and the floor is covered in a Sicarian Persian rug.
Did she just say the Grandmaster uses it for orgies?
Yeah, I don't touch anything.
Clunk, clunk, clunk. More fire from behind. Interior Warsong ship the same. Val's ship is hit. She rotates the cockpit to face backwards and opens fire, taking out the attacking chase ship. But now in Val's cockpit, sparks, smoke, alarms. In the distance, Val clocks the Grandmaster's riot ship, raining terror down the masses. A look of determination as she pops the hatch above. Her ship is now a convertible. Exterior Sakaar continuous. Meanwhile, Warsong zooms out from under Thor's ship, still accelerating. Val has turned her ship into a missile, and its trajectory is the Grandmaster's riot control ship. Grandmaster is still taunting his former captives below when kaboom! Warsong slams into the Statesman, specifically the Grandmaster's projection. Enlarged Grandmaster stumbles, struggling to maintain his balance. Warsong explodes while the Statesman is knocked off kilter and goes down for a hard landing in the market. Interior Commodore ship continuous. Thor and Banner witness the fiery explosion of Val's kamikaze flight path.
No!
Thor experiences a brief instant of heartbreak and devastation, but then notices a speck coming out of the explosion. Whack. Val hits the ship's windshield and grabs hold. Residual smoke wafting out off of her. Exterior Sakaar, the wastelands continuous. Thor pilots the ship out of the city into the wastelands as 6 Sakarian fighter ships race after them in formation. The following dogfight will proceed across the wastelands and then out over the Sakarian Ocean. Interior Commodore ship continuous. Val is still on the windshield. Gunfire. One of the pursuing ships wings the Commodore, causing it to lurch.
Get inside!
In a minute!
Val pulls herself up and then runs down the roof of the ship. Thor and Banner follow the thumping of her footsteps. Exterior Commodore ship continuous. In full sprint, Val leaps off and lands hard on the lead Sakarian ship. Val begins tearing into the enemy ship with her bare hands. Interior Commodore ship continuous. Thor and Banner exchange a look. Pause.
I should probably go and help.
Thor abruptly exits, leaving Banner at the ship's controls.
Yeah, take the wheel.
No, I don't know how to fly one of these things.
No scientist. Use one of your PhDs.
None of them are for flying alien spaceships.
Exterior, the Sakarian Ocean continuous. Thor leaps into the middle of this high-speed dogfight. These 2 superhuman Asgardians begin jumping between their pursuers' ships, taking out guns, engines, and pilots with their bare hands. It's spectacular and epic. Thor rips out an engine block and uses it to crush a pilot. Val drags her blades down the entire underbelly of a ship before backflipping to another. Back and forth they go, even passing each other mid-flight a few times. One by one, the Sakarian ships go down. Interior Commodore ship, same. Banner is frantically steering the ship, doing his best to dodge all the incoming fire. He peels away and is followed by Topaz, who is in her own chase ship. Banner notices a button with a little explosion icon.
Okay, come on. There's gotta be a gun on this thing. That looks like a gun.
Banner presses the button. The ship's lighting changes like a disco effect. Weird dance music blasts over the PA, followed by Grandmaster's voice.
It's my birthday!
Banner is so confused. Then we hear fireworks. Exterior, the Sakarian Ocean continuous. Massive plumes of powder paint shoot out of the ship, followed by a huge colorful fireworks display. And then a rainforest worth of confetti is dumped from the hull. Topaz is suddenly in the middle of a party smokescreen. She tries to fly her way through all the fireworks and streamers, but ultimately she hits a hard crash landing in the ocean.
Yeah!
Meanwhile, Thor and Val land together on the one remaining Sakarian ship. Val leaks a smile to Thor. Thor yanks off the cockpit cover. Val tosses the pilot, and together they push forward on the throttle. The ship speeds forward. Just then, Banner pulls the Commodore back on the scene, hovering above them. They leap up towards the Commodore's open doors as the ship crashes and explodes behind them. Interior Commodore ship continuous. Thor and Valkyrie join Banner in the cockpit.
Guys, we're coming up on the Devil's Anus.
Interior Grandmaster's garage day. Korg and Meek enter, leading a group of gladiator rebels. Korg sees and then points to the supercruiser.
Here she is. I'll take it out of here. Hey, what's this?
The Obedience disc fob on the ground. He picks it up. Korg then notices Loki, twitching and convulsing on the ground. He's barely made any progress towards the fob. Loki locks eyes with Korg, a desperate and furious plea. Korg looks at Loki, then at the fob, then back to Loki. Loki gives Korg a maniacal, pleading look. Korg gets it. He deactivates the Obedience disc. Loki stands, dusts himself off.
Thank you.
Hey, man. We're just about to jump on one of these ginormous spaceships. You want to come?
You do seem like you're in desperate need of leadership.
Well, thank you.
Exterior, the Devil's Anus wormhole, continuous.
Here we go.
The Commodore ship is swallowed up by the towering nightmare that is the Devil's Anus wormhole. The ship's onboard computer shorts out. Darkness in the cabin. All around them, the hull creaks under strain. The Commodore heads towards the end of the wormhole. Debris flies past the camera. Thor, Val, and Banner all look like they are in extreme pain, as there's great concern the ship could be torn apart. Exterior Asgard Plaza, day. Scourge addresses a crowd of Asgardians. Hela behind him, leaning against Fenris, her giant wolf.
Asgardians, some misguided soul has stolen the Bifrost sword. Tell us where it is, and there'll be consequences. Bad ones.
We are now in the smoking ruins of Asgard. 100+ Asgardians have been forced to line in a large piazza, all exhausted, all scared. Patrolling the perimeter are Hela's butchers.
Well,
Hela points to an Asgardian woman off camera.
You.
Hela's butchers approach the crowd and find the Asgardian woman. Scourge closes his eyes and looks downward.
No,
Stop.
stop.
Hela's butchers pull the Asgardian woman to the steps. They shove her and she falls to the floor. The woman is on her hands and knees as Scourge turns to her. She trembles as Scourge holds his battle axe with both hands.
Well, Executioner?
Wait. I know what the sword is.
Exterior, the Devil's Anus wormhole, day. The Commodore nears the end of the wormhole and is spit out into the calmness of outer space. Interior Commodore ship, continuous. Banner, Thor, and Valkyrie are all unconscious. Banner wakes up and looks outside, the stars reflected in the windshield. Thor and Valkyrie wake up. Outside, they see the realm of Asgard, a flat city in the middle of an island floating in space.
I never thought I'd be back here.
The ship descends into the clouds above Asgard.
I thought it'd be nicer. I mean, not that it's not nice. It's just, it's on fire.
The ship clears the clouds to reveal Asgard in ruins, a devastated ghost town. Fires, wrecked buildings, dead soldiers. It looks like all hope is lost.
Here, up in the mountains.
A projected map on the console shows the mountain where the stronghold is located. There's a red dot in the mountain indicating where the Asgardian citizens are.
Heat signatures. People clustered together. Hela's coming for them.
Okay, drop me off at the palace and I'll draw her away.
And get yourself killed.
The people trapped down there are all that matters. While I'm dealing with Hela, I need you two to help get everyone off Asgard.
How the hell are we supposed to do that?
I have a man on the ground.
Interior Asgard / stronghold, day. Heimdall looks to the Asgardian citizens.
Asgard. She's here.
Exterior palace, plaza, day. Valkyrie is helping Thor load a massive Asgardian blaster into the side of the Commodore.
Now the ship has guns.
I'll take it from here.
Thor produces a bundle of fabric with gold and white plating.
I found it in the armory.
Val immediately recognizes its significance. She doesn't want to be affected by this gesture, but can't help it. They share a look as the Commodore lifts off into the air. Before she's out of earshot, Val calls down.
Your Majesty, don't die. You know what I mean.
The Commodore flies away, leaving Thor on the balcony. Interior throne room, continuous. Thor's footsteps echo through the empty space. He sees the items from the vault scattered beside the throne. Thor sees a chunk of plaster from the dismantled fresco. He picks it up and sees that this piece of fresco bears a portion of his own face. Thor then looks up off camera. His eyes go wide. He looks up at the ceiling where his painting used to be and finds the original, which depicts Odin and Hela conquering the 9 realms, with Hela's butchers all around them. Hela holds his hammer. Exterior Asgard, mountain ravine, day. Hela, cowl and headdress on, stands with Scourge outside of the mountain stronghold where Heimdall is hiding the refugees. Hela raises her arms and fires long, thin black lances, which burrow into crevices on the mountainside. From here, we tilt up, looking straight at the sky. With the lances in place, Hela bears down. Summoning all her focus and energy, she begins to vibrate this manifestation of her powers, puncturing crevices and splitting rock apart. The whole mountain begins to rumble. Exterior Asgard, mountain stronghold, same. Crack, Hela rips open the side of the mountain. There's an avalanche of rock and debris. The mountain around the door is completely destroyed. The doors fall across the ravine, creating a bridge for Hela and Scourge. Hela waits patiently for the dust to settle and sees an empty stronghold. No sight of Heimdall or the refugees. Exterior secret mountain path, same. Heimdall leads the migration of refugees out the other side of the mountain and onto a secluded mountain path.
We must keep moving. Go to the Bifrost.
Interior Commodore, dusk. Banner flies the Commodore out across the city. Val puts on her gloves, cuff on her forearm, boots, and breastplate. She grabs her dragon fang sword and puts it at her side. Val mans the blaster, and we see that she's changed into the classic white and gold Valkyrie armor. Thor's gift. Badass. Exterior mountain stronghold, dusk. Hela is about to throttle Scourge when a loud gong sound. It's coming from far away, but the deep note resonates across the land. Gong, 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 gong. Hela looks to the palace, her eyes narrowing with rage. Interior throne room continuous. We find Thor on the throne holding Gungnir, the king's spear, Odin's signature spear, slamming the butt of it on the ground. Gong, gong. Hela steps into the throne room, headdress and cowl off. Thor stops the gonging when he sees Hela.
Sister?
Smiling, Hela gradually crosses the huge space towards Thor.
You're still alive.
I love what you've done with the place. Redecorating, I see.
It seems our father's solution to every problem was to cover it up.
Or to cast it out. He told you weren't worthy. He said the same thing to me.
Angle on Hela and the frescoes fighting with the hammer.
You see, you never knew him, not at his best. Odin and I drowned entire civilizations in blood and tears. Where do you think all this gold came from? And then one day he decided to become a benevolent king. To foster people, or to foster peace, to protect life, to have you.
I understand why you're angry. And you are my sister. Technically, I have a claim to the throne. And believe me, I would love for someone else to rule. But it can't be you. You're just the worst.
Hela puts on her headdress.
Okay, get up. You're in my seat.
You know, father once told me that a wise king never seeks out.
But must always be ready for it.
They charge each other. Exterior Rainbow Bridge, same. Heimdall leads the refugees out onto the bridge, but then he stops, sensing something. At the far end of the bridge is Fenris. The massive war wolf is guarding the observatory.
Go back.
The refugees turn to retreat. Fenris charges, gunfire from above. The Commodore swoops onto the scene, Valkyrie manning the blaster and firing on Fenris, who stops his charge. The refugees retreat. They come to a stop because Scourge is leading an army of butchers behind them. Heimdall and the refugees are now trapped on the bridge between Fenris and Scourge. Interior throne room continuous. Hela and Thor fight, Hela wielding twin black blades. They clash, and Thor blocks an attack with Gungnir. They are face to face, Hela glaring at Thor.
To be honest, I expected more.
Hela disarms him, sending Gungnir clattering across the room. Hela strikes out, sending Thor flying hard into a wall. Exterior Rainbow Bridge, same. Hela's butchers stand behind Scourge.
I'm down. The sword.
The butcher army charges. Val and Banner hold the remaining butchers off with gunfire. Heimdall is looking toward the palace, concerned for Thor, but his attention soon goes back to protecting the mass of humanity behind him. He looks out to the observatory.
We must cross now. To the Bifrost.
Heimdall leads the refugees out onto the bridge. Interior throne room continuous. Hela pins Thor against the wall.
Here's the difference between us. I'm Odin's firstborn, the rightful heir, the savior of Asgard. And you're nothing.
Hela projects a large spiked lance. Thor barely rolls out of the way before it punctures the wall. Thor headbutts Hela. It does nothing. Hela responds with her own headbutt. It does a lot.
So simple, even a blind man could see it.
Hela rakes a black clawed hand across Thor's face. In doing so, she rips out one of his eyes.
Now you remind me of Dad.
Exterior Rainbow Bridge, same. Asgardians clash with Hela's butchers. Valkyrie keeps raining down fire on Fenris, but it is doing no real damage, just pissing the wolf off. Fenris shakes off the bullets and resumes charging. Heimdall sees Fenris charging and steps out in front of the refugees with his sword, preparing for the worst. Interior Commodore ship, same. Valkyrie gives up shooting.
The stupid dog won't die.
Banner looks down at the carnage below, make the decision. He gets up and heads for the bay doors.
Everything's going to be okay. I got this. You want to know who I am?
What the hell are you talking about?
You'll see.
Banner leaps out of the ship. Exterior Rainbow Bridge continuous. Banner soars through the air. It's an awe-inspiring image as we follow Banner's trajectory downwards. Its face is determined, arms churning, ready to hulk out. Except it doesn't happen. Worry washes over his face. Splat! Banner face plants on the bridge, seeming to break every bone in his body. He looks dead. Pause. Fenris sniffs him curiously. We notice one vein on Banner's neck pumping green. Then Banner suddenly explodes up as the Incredible Hulk, uppercutting Fenris in the jaw. Hulk is now in a wrestling match with a beast 4 times his size. The two of them go tumbling into the water below. Exterior palace balcony, same. Hela has Thor by the throat. She lifts him up to look over the balcony's ledge.
You see? No one's going anywhere. I'll get that sword even if I have to kill every single one of them to do it.
Thor looks down, distraught, heartsick. Exterior Rainbow Bridge continuous. Val pilots the Commodore towards the battle on the city side of the bridge. Scourge's battalion of butchers surge forward. Boom. Val lands the Commodore on top of them, skidding across the bridge, crushing the front line of the butchers and knocking Scourge aside. The impact triggers the party function, setting off party music and a fireworks display. Val emerges from the ship in full battle mode. Behind her, the Commodore fireworks provide a spectacular hero backdrop. She draws Dragon Fang and smiles as butchers begin swarming towards her. She is where she needs to be. Meanwhile, the Asgardians huddle together, packed so tight that some begin to fall off the side of the bridge, loved ones grabbing them and pulling them back up. There's no hope. Heimdall fights off butchers but gets knocked down. Just as it looks like he's about to take a killing blow, bam! The butcher is blasted. Korg steps into frame, holding the blaster.
Hey man, I'm Korg. This is Meek.
Meek steps into frame, waving.
We're gonna jump on that spaceship and get over here. Wanna come?
Heimdall is beyond confused, but then a loud noise. Hela looks down to see, emerging from the thick, low-hanging fog is Loki. Resplendent in horns, arms spread wide, seeming to float towards the bridge like a mythical angel of mercy.
Your savior is here.
The fog dissipates around him, revealing that Loki is standing on the Grandmaster's supercruiser. For reasons that will become clear, we will henceforth call this ship the Ark. And Loki is not alone. He's brought along all the prisoners from the Contest of Champions, armed with gladiator weapons. The Ark slows to a stop at the middle of the bridge. Above, even with Hela's hand on his throat, Thor can't help but smile at the sight of Loki. Hela, however, sneers.
That little shit.
Below, Loki and the Sicarian gladiators jump off the Ark and onto the bridge, joining the fight against Hela's forces.
Did you miss me? Everybody on that ship now.
The Asgardian refugees begin pouring onto the Ark. The only way onto the Ark is a narrow plankway, so there is an immediate bottleneck effect. Thousands of frightened people, all pushing for a chance at salvation. It's mayhem. Loki walks through the crowd to Heimdall.
Welcome home. I saw you coming.
Of course you did.
Loki joins Heimdall and the gladiators in fending off Hela's encroaching minions. Exterior palace balcony, same. Hela is perturbed, but not enraged. She turns her gaze back to Thor for a final farewell.
A valiant effort, but you never stood a chance.
Thor looks up from his friends protecting his people as they frenziedly board the Ark to the twilight stars coming out over Asgard. There's a glimmering of stardust in the sky.
You see, I'm not a queen or a monster.
Flash, push in on Odin at the cliffs.
I'm the goddess of death.
Flash, push in on Odin at the cliffs.
What were you the god of again?
As Hela digs 2 blades into his chest, Thor screams, and everything goes silent. Sky. We pan down to exterior cliffs day. where we find Thor, dressed and injured as he was on the balcony, back in the sweeping fields where we met Hela for the first time.
Even when you had two eyes, you were only seeing half the picture.
Thor turns to see his father, sitting where we last saw him. Thor falls to his knees.
She's too strong. Without my hammer, I cannot.
Are you Thor, god of hammers?
Thor looks up, meeting his gaze.
That hammer helped you control your power, focus it, but it was never the source of your strength.
Odin stands, as does Thor.
It's too late. She's already taken Asgard.
Asgard is not a place, never has been. This could be Asgard. It is wherever our people stand. And right now, those people need you.
Odin turns to go.
I'm not as strong as you.
No, you're stronger.
As Odin turns to leave, a shadow in the shape of Hela's headdress falls across him. He looks up, and we are exterior palace balcony continuous. Thor looked up to the sky. She digs the blades deeper into Thor's chest. He groans in pain. Everything darkens as black clouds gather overhead.
Tell me, brother, what were you the god of again?
Close on Thor's clenched fists, small arcs of electricity forming. The loudest crack of thunder you've ever heard. In an instant, Thor and Hela are engulfed in a bolt of lightning. Kaboom! Hela is blasted out of the lightning and sent crashing into the streets of Asgard. Her costume is tattered, the black extensions of her power hanging off her body in some places. She appears to be unconscious. All around Asgard, everyone looks up at this massive strike. Exterior Rainbow Bridge Observatory side continuous. Boom! Thor lands hard on his feet. Muscles swollen, veins pulsing with electricity, a living storm. Thor dives into the fray. He moves like a bolt of lightning, surging through the army of butchers in quick slashing jolts. Exterior Rainbow Bridge, city side, same. Valkyrie charges into the ocean of butchers, wielding dragon fang, backlit by the pops of fireworks. Exterior Rainbow Bridge, hero shot, continuous, moving across the entire epic battle. On the city side, Valkyrie cuts a swathe through the relentless onslaught of butchers, heavy damage. At the middle of the bridge, Heimdall helps load the fleeing Asgardians onto the Ark. Within the melee are Loki, Korg, and the Sicarians. Loki slashes through butchers, wielding his two long daggers. In the water below, Hulk and Fenris wrestle in a colossal clash of fists, claws, and teeth. Beyond that, Thor is wielding electrified weapons and blasting entire packs of butchers off the bridge. Lost in the chaos of Scourge.
From the land of fire, when the temperature is a shade north of Scorchio this afternoon, and we're all set for FP2 ahead of the 2020.
Ed, you son of a bitch!
Exterior, Asgard, water below, continuous. Fenris has Hulk in his mouth underwater, trying to drown the green Goliath. Fenris's teeth puncture Hulk's skin. He bellows, thrashing. Hulk winds up and slams Fenris in the snout. Fenris snaps back, revealing that they've reached the realm's edge. Fenris is knocked off, plummeting off of Asgard into space. Hulk grabs hold of the slippery rocks, desperately trying to climb back as water pours down on him. Exterior, the Ark, same. Asgardians continue rushing onto the ship. In the crowd, we find Scourge. He's thrown a cloak over himself and is sneaking in amongst the refugees. Exterior Rainbow Bridge, continuous. Our heroes have drastically thinned down the herd of butchers. It's pandemonium. The Ark's engines are deafening, but you can still hear the sound of terrified people screaming. Thor helps Loki to his feet.
You're late.
Missing an eye.
Valkyrie finishes off a handful of enemies, but then notices something. She whistles to get the others' attention.
This isn't over.
All around the bridge, our heroes look to see Hela arriving at the far side of the bridge. She is seething with power, a vision of death. Having just come out of this huge battle, they're all weary and nursing injuries. Loki and Val are hurting worse than Thor. Hela walks towards them, menacing and deliberate. Thor, Loki, and Val step forward to protect the Asgardians. They huddle together.
I think we should disband the Avengers.
Hit her with a lightning blast.
I just hit her with the biggest lightning blast in the history of lightning. It did nothing.
We need to hold her off until everybody's on board.
Thor looks at the people boarding behind him.
They won't end there. The longer Hela's on Asgard, the more powerful she grows. She'll hunt us down. We need to stop her here and now.
What's our move?
Not do and get help.
Thor sees Hela approaching. He sees the palace behind her. He comes to a realization.
Asgard's not a place. It's people. This is never about stopping Ragnarok. It was about causing Ragnarok. Go to the vault. Stir this crown. It's the only way.
Bold move, brother. Even for me.
Loki runs off, leaving Thor and Val to deal with Hela.
Shall we?
After you.
Thor attacks. They clash, kicking off this monumental confrontation. Hela manifests pitch-black weapons to attack Thor, but Thor is conjuring powerful bolts of electricity with the same speed and ferocity. Just as Thor is surging with newfound lightning powers, Hela's powers seem to be enhanced as well. The battle is relentless and fast-paced. Thor is holding his own against Hela. Maybe they can win this thing. After several fearsome exchanges, Hela punctures his shoulder and then darts past him with startling speed. Undeterred, Thor rushes Hela again. Valkyrie joins in, forcing Hela to fight them both. Exterior of the Ark, same. While the Asgardians still scramble to get on board above, we find the Commodore ship swooping down below the bridge. Interior Commodore ship continuous. We find Loki in the pilot seat.
This is madness.
The ship accelerates towards the Palace of Asgard. Exterior Rainbow Bridge continuous. Thor continues fighting Hela while Valkyrie blocks Hela's attempts to spear the Asgardians from afar. Hela isn't landing any fatal blows, but she's carving Thor up and making steady progress towards the Ark. However, the Asgardian refugees finally make it aboard. An injured Heimdall, Korg, and Meek are the last to get on. Thor and Heimdall make eye contact. Thor calls out,
Go! Go now!
As the Ark's engines begin to power up, Hela harpoons Thor. He goes down, grimacing in pain. Hela begins to conjure an enormous manifestation of her powers, a giant black spike from the bedrock of Asgard that stabs the Ark and prevents it from leaving. Butchers begin to scramble up onto the Ark. Exterior Ark continuous. The refugees react in terror as the Butchers begin climbing from the bridge to the Ark. In the frightened crowd, we find Scourge, still cloaked. He sees innocent Asgardians huddled together, trying to protect their families. He's having a crisis of conscience, an epiphany. Interior Odin's vault, same. Loki rushes in and picks up Surtur's skull. As he walks towards the eternal flame, the Tesseract draws his attention, tempting him. Exterior of the Ark, continuous. The first wave of Butchers arrives on board, heading straight for a cowering family. Just as they're about to be killed, pow, 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 the Butchers fall dead. Everyone turns to see Scourge, now uncloaked, wielding his two M16s from Texas.
For Asgard.
Scourge runs forward, leaps off the Ark, and lands on the bridge right where all the Butchers are coming to life, blasting away the Butchers before they can get aboard. Behind Scourge, the Ark begins to lift off. Scourge keeps firing, and then...
Hela!
Hela turns to see Scourge blasting his way through her Butchers, trying to make his way to her. Disappointed, Hela fires a blade through Scourge's heart. Scourge has been killed, but the Ark now ascends unfettered. Interior Odin's vault, same. Loki places Surtur's skull in the eternal flame.
The eternal flame. You are reborn.
As the fire crackles, Surtur's skull begins to grow. Exterior Rainbow Bridge continuous. Hela has Val in her clutches, but her focus is on the aftermath of Scourge's last stand and the Ark's subsequent escape. She's furious, about to unleash hell when...
Hela, enough!
Hela turns to see Thor, having yanked out the harpoon, and it looks like he's laying down his sword.
You want Asgard? It's yours.
Whatever game you're playing, it won't work. You can't defeat me.
No, but he can.
Kaboom! Exploding through the roof of the palace is Surtur. This is a different Surtur than the opening. He is slowly but steadily growing in size, and he carries with him a massive flaming sword, which grows as well. Surtur's arrival literally shakes the bedrock of Asgard, causing fissures to spiderweb all around him, and dislodging some of the foundation on the bridge and around the palace. Hela's eyes go wide. She wasn't expecting this.
No! No!
Exterior Rainbow Bridge continuous. In the background, the Ark continues its ascent, now high up above the city. Hela's attention is on Surtur as the palace collapses around him, so she is unprepared for Schlink, Mustering up all her remaining strength, Val drives Dragonfang through Hela's chest, effectively pinning her to the bridge. Refocused on Val, Hela goes to deliver a death blow when Thor bolts forward. He pulls Val from Hela's clutches. Thor turns and fires lightning into Dragonfang, which dislodges the section of the bridge that Hela is pinned to. The ground beneath Hela breaks free and she goes falling down into the expanding fissure in Asgard's bedrock. Badly injured, Thor and Valkyrie look up to see Surtur increasing in size, now towering over the palace.
Tremble before me, Asgard, for I am your reckoning.
Surtur swings his sword, destroying an entire city block. Thor and Valkyrie look up.
The people are safe. That's all that matters.
Or fulfilling the prophecy.
I hate this prophecy.
So do I. But we have no choice.
In the background, Hulk hops up onto the bridge, looks around, zeroing in on Surtur.
Surtur destroys Asgard. He destroys Hela so that our people can live.
Hulk charges behind them, still unseen by Thor and Val.
We need to let him finish. No!
Hulk leaps up and lands onto Surtur's face and begins pounding the fire giant with furious punches.
Hulk, no! Stop it, you moron!
It's not doing much damage, but the shock of it, plus Hulk's impact, makes Surtur take a destructive step back. Hulk is trying to rip out one of Surtur's horns when Surtur reaches up and grabs him with a giant fiery hand. Surtur hurls Hulk away from him, sends him crashing down. Hulk stumbles to his feet, dazed and smoking. After gathering his bearings, Hulk gets really angry and heads back towards Surtur for round 2, but...
Hulk, just for once in your life, don't smash!
But, big monster!
Hulk, let's go!
Hulk stops, looking between Surtur and Thor and Val. This is a real Sophie's choice for Hulk. On the one hand, he really wants to kill that thing. On the other hand...
Friends.
Hulk picks up Thor and Valkyrie. He then squats down and leaps with all of his might. The trio shoots up into the night sky like a rocket blasting off. Their trajectory is heading right at the Ark as it reaches the lower orbit of Asgard. Exterior Ark platform continuous. Hulk lands gently as though he were stepping out of bed. He casually drops Thor and Val, both exhausted. Exterior Asgard, same. A bird's eye view shows total carnage and madness on Asgard. Surtur has grown to extinction level scale, slashing away at the landscape below, when suddenly a massive black spike explodes from the water and slams into Surtur's chest. From beneath the water, Hela explodes back onto the scene, riding a huge spike manifestation of her powers. She's going for Surtur, attacking with all of her might. Surtur winds up, holding his sword above his head.
I am Asgard's doom.
True to his word, Surtur fulfills his destiny and drives his sword through Hela and into the heart of Asgard. Interior of the Ark, main cabin, same. Everyone watches as Surtur drives his sword through Asgard.
The damage is not too bad. As long as the foundations are strong, we can rebuild this place. It'll become a haven for all people and aliens of the universe.
When the fiery sword touches the crystalline base of Asgard, there is a violent detonation of energy, a cataclysmic earthquake. The entire realm is split in two. In an instant, Thor's home is blown to pieces. Asgard is gone.
Nope. Foundations are gone. Sorry.
Stay on Thor as he processes the decisions he's made.
What have I done?
Heimdall joins him.
You saved us all from extinction. Asgard is not a place. It's a people.
Exterior space, indeterminate time. The Ark cruises among the chaos that once was Asgard. Interior of the Ark, captain's quarters. Thor looks at his reflection in a mirror. His wounds are bandaged, including his now missing eye. His armor is clean. Thor takes a beat as though trying to get used to the sight of the man looking back at him.
It suits you.
Thor turns to reveal Loki standing by the door, a smile.
Perhaps you're not so bad after all, brother.
Maybe not.
Thank you, Luke.
Thor picks up a soap dish.
And if you're here, I might even give you a hug.
Thor throws the dish at Loki. Loki catches it.
Do we have to hug now?
Thor smiles. Exterior of the Ark, space. The giant cruise liner is gliding through space, the twinkling of stars all around it. Interior of the Ark, main deck. Thor steps out onto the main deck to see an assembly of both Asgardian and Sicarian refugees awaiting their king. Thor looks over his people and begins to walk through the crowd. His subjects part, allowing him through. It's the antithesis of the opening coronation from the first Thor movie. The people aren't cheering and lauding him, but rather they are smiling, humbly bowing, grateful. And Thor isn't acting arrogant, not trying to show off any swagger. He is stately, a contemplative and dignified king. At the end of the procession, Hulk, Loki, Valkyrie, and Heimdall stand next to the captain's chair.
Your throne.
Reluctant acceptance. Thor sits down. Flanking him on opposite sides are Valkyrie and Heimdall. Behind and towering above them is the Hulk. Loki joins them.
So, King of Asgard.
Thor turns around to see thousands of people staring back, silently awaiting word from the new king. Now feeling the true weight of the crown, Thor takes a moment, and then...
Where to?
I'm not sure. Any suggestions? Meek, what's your home planet?
Angle on Korg, who is holding Meek, Sans robot exoskeleton.
Oh, Meek's dead. Yeah, accidentally stepped on him on the bridge. I just felt guilty, so I've been carrying around him all day.
Meek regals to life. Korg lights up.
Meek, you're alive! Look, he's alive, everybody! Sorry, what was your question?
Thor looks forward, taking charge of this one.
After this.
Cut to black. The end. Yeah, right. Interior of the Ark, day. Thor and Loki look out the window.
Do you really think it's a good idea to go back to Earth?
Sure, they love me there.
Let me rephrase. Do you really think it's a good idea to bring me back to Earth?
Probably not. But don't worry, brother. I've got a feeling that everything's going to.
Through the window, they see the massive form of Sanctuary 2, Thanos' warship approaching. Exterior of the Ark, same. A wider view allows us to see all of Sanctuary 2, dwarfing the Ark in size. The end.
Dun dun dun.
Oh my god, that was amazing. Everybody did a wonderful job. Thank you very much for watching.